Just 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
What's up? It's Russ Rollins. Get your carpets and tile clean without sticky, soapy chemical residue left behind. Zero Res cleans the right way at the right price. You can get 3 rooms of carpets cleaned for only $147, and you get the 4th room for free. It's the hottest price of the year, so visit OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid 1-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. With the lowest prices in 10 years, plans now start at just $34 a month and are 100% risk-free, so you can never lose your investment. Plus, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
Tax time is the best time to get to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Find your car now at OrlandoNissan.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN, Green, GREEN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, February 15th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from the Super Bowl party shooting to the old device that's making a comeback. And does Russia have space nukes or what? Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
How are ya?
Hello, Celia.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And how's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Pretty dang
Hanging
good.
in there. Good. We got a ton of stuff to go over today. Plus, we're going to talk more about Just Okay 8, which is on the horizon, coming up on March 16th. Don't forget, whoops, that's my fault over here.
Oh, yeah.
Do not forget about that. Grab the tickets while you can. realradio.fm/justok is where you can find everything you need for that. I know the link still says like limited VIP. There are no VIP, but the general admission tickets are up at realradio.fm/justok. All right, went to bed last night.
Oh, nice.
Without drinking a single sip of alcohol.
Okay.
Which was the toughest thing that I've done in a fortnight. And,
were you bored?
I was bored. You know, I had things to occupy my time and whatnot. But I was like, we'll clean out a couple of days where we don't drink each week here. And like, maybe I could feel a little better. Maybe I won't have so much brain fog when I'm doing the show. That'd be nice. But when you don't have like anything, like not even like a White Claw, not even anything, I put my head on the pillow and I'm like just squirming.
What do I do with myself?
For like hours, I'm squirming. And then when I finally do go to sleep, because I've now taken a bunch of those, what are the herbal sleep pills?
Melatonin?
Yeah. Oh, I took like...
Whoa, you took a bunch of them?
Well, I took a couple of them, you know, and when those suckers hit, it was like a freight train, man.
Of course. How are your dreams?
Oh, my God. I think I might still be in them a little bit. It's, wow. It was a whole new world there last night. But here we are, and let's see how things go today. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to former President Trump, who is slurring and saying some weird things. Let's listen in.
Perhaps most importantly, we are a nation that is no longer admired, respected.
I'm sorry. Can you pause for a second?
Is that audio on his end?
That's what I was about to ask. Like, do they have an orchestra right behind him, or they added that bed?
I don't know if somebody clipped this.
It sounds like they clipped it and added something.
They did a bad job.
Yeah, I don't know why they would add that afterwards. That's really stupid. But I guess he says respected wrong. That's the big
Perhaps
hit.
most importantly, we are a nation that is no longer admired, respected, or listened to.
Respected or listened to. So
is he
is.
senile? What's going on? Someone test his
everybody
mental
is.
capacity.
He's not the Biden levels of flopping around verbally just yet, but I don't know what respected is. Of course, I've probably said respected on this show from time to time. Who knows?
Put some respected on my name.
Well, yesterday was pretty shocking as all of a sudden, right toward the tail end of that Super Bowl parade, shots rang out.
My God, man.
You see people running in every direction because those parades are a really big deal. They draw out a huge crowd of people.
And it's supposed to be a fun time. I mean, all the clips, it's so interesting because it's like you have this mass shooting, 20-something people injured, and then the other side of it is like, Travis Kelce was hammered, man.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, they said like afterwards, Travis Kelce just kept partying and went to some bar and it's... Okay, let's focus on the important stuff that's going on here, and let's figure out what the hell happened. That's the biggest thing. There were a bunch of people detained. There was some dude who had like a semi-automatic rifle in a backpack, and there were just some people who are fans who were there in Missouri while this parade was going on, and they tackled one of the people they thought was a shooter, and it was all pandemonium. And I got to tell you, this is kind of a knock for some of you, because some of you will be like, the more good guys with guns, the better off we'll be. Well, there were 600 cops at this parade, and 600 good guys with guns didn't stop this from raining out on people. And we end up instead with a bunch of question marks. So, like, what did happen here? Now, there's two possibilities. Obviously, there's more, but there's two obvious possibilities. One, and they hinted at this at the beginning, is this was some sort of domestic altercation between two people and other folks got caught in the crossfire.
What? That many people got caught in the crossfire?
That was the first thing that was suggested in some of the reports. Like, this was unrelated to the parade. Two people started to get into it, or maybe groups of people started to get into it, and then other people were shot in the crossfire of this. But that doesn't really jive with the idea that somebody would have a semi-automatic rifle in a backpack. That seems a little bit more mass shootery, if you will. But we know that a historic railway station on the edge of downtown Kansas City became the latest backdrop for a mass shooting as gunfire near the end of the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl celebration sent terrified fans scrambling for cover. 21 people wounded, and that includes at least 8 children, and a mother of 2 died. And the mother of 2 was actually a radio host, a radio DJ in the area, they said yesterday, unfortunately. And they said Wednesday's shooting outside the Union Station happened despite the presence of more than 800, even up from 600, 800 police officers who were in the building and nearby, including on top of nearby structures, they said. The mayor himself was there, and he and his wife and mother all ran for safety when they heard the shots ringing out. Here's one of the heroes that stepped up and tackled the shooter. Now, I say a shooter because they're saying as many as 3 people have been detained. I've heard talk of 2 shooters, but I don't know. That happens when these very chaotic situations unfold. One thing we know for sure, this guy was a brave dude who stepped up and tackled the guy that he thought was responsible for this.
One guy was hollering, saying, stop him. Or catch him, tackle him, whatever, and he's just bailing, running.
Shut that dog up,
nowhere, I
please.
heard that guy hollering, so I'm just...
You can see them, they got him tackled to the ground.
I'm right here, and I didn't even think about it. It was just a reaction. I didn't hesitate. It was just do it. So I went to go tackle him, and another gentleman did the same thing.
And they tackled him. Keep in mind, when they tackled him, the cops weren't even there. So they got the gunman down, face down to the ground, at least one of the gunmen, if there is more than one, face down to the ground, and they're like, "Whoa, cops!" And the cops roll over to go assist with what's going on here, and it all just happened very fast.
And as I'm tackling him, I see his weapon either fall out of his hand or out of his sleeve because he was wearing a long jacket or like a Carhartt. So when I seen that hit the ground, I'm like, we got to take this guy down. And so...
You know what's weird about this footage? Well, first of all, is that World Stars logo in the middle?
Yes, yeah.
Is that the new thing? We're going to just take footage that never was ours to begin with and just put our logo just directly in the middle of the action?
It's not even a watermark. Usually it's like faded out. This is right smack dab in the middle.
In fact, they've cut off KETV's logo, who's the actual source for it.
Yeah, exactly. What's weird, what's kind of awkward for me about this footage is there's zero punching. There should be some punching, I think. Like the guy that tackled him should be at least getting a couple swift blows to the head.
Yeah, they said they didn't know because everything was so chaotic. They didn't know exactly what was going on, but he just knew that he should stop this guy because everybody was pointing at him, and he was just running through the crowd, and he got him.
The Good Samaritan did, and we held him down. And it seemed like forever, but it probably wasn't. It was like 30 seconds holding him down, and me and the other gentleman are hollering at ongoers, where's the cops?
Where's the cops
over here? Get the cops over here.
Well, in their defense, there was only 600 of them, so there's only so many to go around, or 800 of them, if you believe the other story that I read. There was quite a bit of them, to say the very least. We don't know anything about motive. We don't know what was going on. Again, could this have been a targeted thing because it was such a high-profile incident? Maybe. Could it have been just 2 groups fighting with each other? That happens all the time. All the time, they'll be like, there is a mass shooting. I think this just happened at the Palm Beach Gardens Mall. And they go, there's a mass shooting. And you hear these sometimes, and you go, damn, another one of these in America. And it turns out it's like 2 groups of idiots who are different gangs or whatever, just pissed off at each other and pounding each other's chests. And they start shooting at each other, and everybody else gets caught up in the crossfire. And it's like, and afterwards, the funny thing is, we don't say we need to fix everything in society to solve that, even though that on its own is another major, major issue. So we'll watch this as it unfolds, and we'll see when we get some kind of motive back as to what caused all this and what happened. We want to hear from you, though. What do you got going on a lovely Thursday? Join us with your dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. You hit the record button, and bam! you are on the show right alongside us. Now, yesterday during the show, there was all this hubbub about some potential big threat to the United States of America.
From space,
we didn't know,
right?
Yeah, we learned it was from space. We learned it was from Russia. We didn't know what the hell it was. In fact, it was comical, the lack of information that was coming out. And now that we have more of an idea what it was, I'll tell you in just a bit what they're saying we should be so worried about. It's possible that some of this was done for an alternate reason, right? So we'll get a little conspiracy-oriented, and we'll hear what this whole threat was actually about. Plus, we'll tee up some more details for Just Okay 8. All that on the way on a big show today. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
They won't tell you this, but your pets are pretty lonely when you leave. No worries. We'll keep them company. Just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
If I-4 is a part of your commute this morning, you could expect your regular delays before US 27 and approaching State Road 535. Around the perimeter of I-4 on State Road 429, there's a bit of delays approaching Florida's Turnpike's Ramp Junction. And on the Greenway, authorities are clearing up an accident on the on-ramp from Lake Mary Boulevard to the Greenway heading southbound. The right lane is blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Very local. Powered by Wesh 2. Local news. Breaking news this morning. Original series and specials. I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me. 24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack.
You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
That's right. He's back.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
You can once again listen to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
It's about transcending whatever you think you are and becoming something better. That's what it's about.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Joe Rogan Experience, and listen now. While you're there, check out the smartest and most listened to conspiracy podcast, Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
You know something's going good when we're talking about space nukes, right? Like, that's when things have really popped off during a week. If you've got the federal government panicking, spinning around in circles, and we don't know if we should actually be scared or if this is like some political thing to pass some spy legislation. You don't know what to believe or who to believe. And that, friends, is America right there. One day of just absolute chaos per week, per minimum. And now we look at the Russian threat. And the New York Times says this. I'll get into this before we hear one of the most awkward moments at the press conference talking about this week. They said the United States has informed Congress and its allies in Europe about Russia advances on a new space-based nuclear weapon designed to threaten America's extensive satellite network, according to current and former officials briefed on the matter. Such a satellite-killing weapon, if deployed, could destroy civilian communication surveillance from space, and
nukes,
military and command and control operations by the United States and its allies. And they say, at the moment, the United States does not have the ability to counter such a weapon and defend its satellites. They could just nuke our satellites out of orbit. My God, everybody freak out. You know who's nowhere to be found here? Just nowhere?
Elon. Space Force.
Folks,
Forgot about them.
Where's Space Force? Literally Space Force. This seems like your domain. This seems like it's space.
Somebody woke up the Space Force yesterday and goes, guys, we actually need you to get to work now.
They're like, no. We were just doing the songs and the fun logos.
Weren't they doing like Call of Duty tournaments or something over there?
Yes. Yeah, that was the last thing they talked about because they said they had won some sort of Call of Duty tournament. And we were going, why is Space Force playing Call of Duty tournaments? Space Force, I had some hope that we were going to be able to rely on you when there were goings-on in space like this. This is space. It requires the use of force. It's literally in your name to help us out with this. And yet, of all the discussion, of all the people throwing press conferences, all the behind-the-scenes maneuvering, oh, my God, everybody freak out, and nothing from Space Force. It was like they were like, guys, I took this job thinking it was kind of just going to be a joke, but now that we have like legitimate space wars going on,
I don't know. There's something fishy about this. So they say that the nukes that Russia wants to put in orbit are not to go to the ground, right? They're not to just point at the U.S. and just boom right from space to the ground.
Essentially, they want to blow up our satellites.
They want to nuke other satellites. Do you know how fragile satellites are? Like, it's not like they have a whole lot of like armor and stuff on them. It doesn't take much to take down satellites. First of all, does this mean that the Russian hackers have like exhausted their abilities completely?
Maybe.
You could hack a satellite.
Yeah, that's true.
But now, I mean, I feel like starting with nuclear weapons is like a really drastic move if we are to believe that these are just for satellite-to-satellite combat.
Yeah, what we need to do, though, and I think this is all obvious for all of us, our next move.
Bomb Russia.
The United States is very skilled in one thing, and I think it's probably maybe one of our proudest accomplishments in the history of this great nation of ours. We are the home of BattleBots.
That's right.
HQ for BattleBots, and we don't need a nuke. Like C-Lane said, it's a satellite. Just send a satellite up with a bunch of BattleBot stuff on it. So swinging hammers going around and like a saw on the front.
That would be hilarious when they don't figure out like how no gravity works, and it's just all of them flying around into the black hole.
It's just chaos. They're all going in every direction.
But live streamed on YouTube.
That's how we get them. We get them back with BattleBots in space, and Space Force needs to get on this immediately. We don't even need it to be a nuclear weapon. We don't need that. It could be tactical, not even a tactical nuke, just like a tactical weapon that destroys their stuff first. But for a long time, it's been like countries shoot stuff up into space, and you go, yep, we got it in space. Nothing you can do about it now. And this would allow people to go, oh, yeah, you're using these satellites to spy on our country. And you're like, I guarantee you, we use our military satellites to look at positions in Ukraine where Russian forces are, give that information to the Ukrainian forces, and let them launch attacks on the Russians. And Russia goes, well, why are we not fighting back against this? Why are we not going up into space and going after your technology? And I think you have to loosen your brain a little bit to think about this. Now, imagine Russia invaded the United States of America. And let's say they invaded on the East Coast. And Russia was using their spy satellites to look into our country, see where American forces were, et cetera, et cetera. Would you be behind U.S. forces blowing up one of the Russian spy satellites so that more U.S. civilians and more U.S. soldiers were safe rather than at risk of dying because of it? I think people would probably say yes when it came to that. I think they go, this is a smart idea. So this is a smart idea if you're the country doing it. But if you're not the country doing it, and we don't seem to be at the moment, then maybe it's not quite as cool. And nobody really wants to answer any questions on this, because here's a reporter talking to Sullivan, one of the folks in charge of the response to this, and he didn't have a whole lot to say when pressed on these questions. Listen to this.
I want to ask you about Israel in a second, but just a quick follow-up just to put this to rest. Obviously, the House Intelligence Chair speaking out about a imminent, or he doesn't say imminent, serious national security threat.
Serious.
The lack of your ability to say anything has the potential to raise distress for some Americans. In the simplest of terms, can you tell Americans that there's nothing they have to worry about right now in terms of what he describes as a national security threat?
Look, I think in a way that question is
it's working out well so far. I expect him to go, what is a question? In fact, what is space? One could argue all the things that you just start just blabbing, just absolute.
Technically, sir, there's always a threat to America. Every day we wake up and there's just a list of threats to America.
9/11.
And then when we go to bed, we just hope that list is a little bit shorter.
Right. He's just filibustering. He's like, bop, deep, dop, doop, da. He didn't say anything there for a good 4 seconds. No, don't get that.
It is impossible to answer with a straight yes, right? Because Americans understand that there are a range of threats and challenges.
See, Lane, he's doing it
every single day. And those threats and challenges range from terrorism to state actors.
Nailed it!
And we have to contend with them. And we have to
Put
contend
me in the box, baby!
Sure.
What is a threat, folks? Webster's Dictionary defines a threat as, that's what they're doing.
In a sentence, please.
This guy's doing that exact bit. And you go, buddy, just tell us what's going on. Do they got space nukes or do they not got space nukes? What do we need to know? The intelligence public was in part of a cryptic announcement by Representative Michael Turner, Republican of Ohio, and chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. He called on the Biden administration to declassify the information without saying specifically what it was. And the New York Times continues, they're citing ABC News, reported earlier that the intelligence had to do with Russian space-based anti-satellite nuclear weaponry.
Wowza.
Current and former officials said the launch of the anti-satellite did not appear imminent, but that there was a window of time which they did not define to prevent its deployment. So very loose with the words here. We really don't know exactly what's going on, but everybody freak out and be afraid. And let's see what you got going on. Let's go to you with your dispatches. It's easy for you to join us on the show, just like this. Here is Datrin, not familiar with this name, talking about the Kansas City Super Bowl party shooting.
I would have never thought this until this week, but has anybody checked to see if there was a disgruntled squirrel that's a 49ers fan dropping acorns?
Could have been.
This is why I don't send any dispatches.
He says this is why I don't send any dispatches. Thank you, sir. No, we're not sure if that was related. There were 60,000-ish cops out there, maybe more, who knows. So maybe it could have been an acorn that dropped somewhere near and caused a panic, just like that one cop in Florida who unloaded the gun on
shots fired!
The back seat of the car.
I'm hit. Stop,
and somehow,
drop, and roll.
Him and his partner that did that, and they did not kill the guy that was in the back seat. It's almost a miracle that they didn't kill him, but here we are.
But he's going to get a sweet settlement, isn't he?
I think he is, yeah. Even though he might have been up to all kinds of nefarious stuff, like he could have been straight up committing crimes and being a terrible person. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, you had him handcuffed, you had him under control in the back of your car, and because you're a weirdo, like just absolute weirdo, like so trigger happy that you just drop the whole clip when you think you hear a gun go off, but it's an acorn hitting the roof of the vehicle. That
screams something, man.
It's a weird story. Dan the plumber has something for us.
Ain't that America, space nukes? Ain't that America? We hate old poops.
I'm just going to stop you there. I'm just going to stop you there. Poops?
Okay.
Poots.
Oh, Poots, maybe.
Let's leave the parody songs to us, please. Thank you.
I'm giving you a frowny face for right now. You'll have to work out of that with some good dispatches. But for now, you're coming in with a frowny face. I'm sorry. It's just the way that it goes for the moment. We'll go to more of you, and hopefully you'll step up your game in just a bit. I wanted to say SpaceX this week successfully launched that Falcon 9 rocket that is headed to the moon. This thing is headed over to the moon, and it's going to be the first U.S. moon landing potentially in 5 decades. A lot going on in space right now. And they said like an arrow from Cupid's bow, the next commercial lunar delivery wings its way to the moon. That's from NASA.
Moon.
I think it's going to take about 8 days-ish in total for this thing to make its way to the moon. But could be cool. Could be big moves in the space world.
So cool.
But it's not space nukes, man. We need our space nukes to shoot down the other space nukes. Jesus.
The Russians are really upstaging this whole moon thing.
I don't like this at all, but we're going to have to take a break and regroup. When we come back, we'll get to your dispatches. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch right now.
You know, Tucker Carlson could have helped out with this a little bit while he's having that big old combo.
He tried to get the hostage freed. He was not successful in that.
Did you hear the rest of that, or like the end, the kind of like icing on the cake of that story after Tucker Carlson released that interview?
All I saw was what Vladimir Putin said about it, I think yesterday or something. But
I didn't see that. I saw that Russians celebrated Tucker Carlson Day in Russia because of the whole thing.
I guess he said that he thought the interview was boring and he wasn't challenged enough in it. And then in
gosh, I'm sorry, Vladimir. Do you think that Tucker's going to go over there and ask you some hard-hitting questions and not fear for his life?
Yeah, that's very true. You got to get out of there alive. That's one thing you got to worry about. But the other thing was Putin said that he's rooting for Biden to win the election, because he says Biden is more predictable than Trump. But you have to analyze this stuff and you go, is Putin saying that for some other reason? Or is that what he actually wants? Or like, is there another intention to it? You never know.
Putin's got to know what the average American thinks of him. And so is he going, well, I endorse Biden so that Trump can go, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You see whose side, you know.
Nothing is simple. When it comes to that level of leadership, nothing is like, oh, it's just cut. No, this is how he really felt about things. Nah, that's not how it works. All right, to you and the Virgin list. We'll talk about that. Are you on the Virgin list?
I've been off that list for a while.
Yeah,
I'll check it twice. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
This week on The Big Show, you have options when you win JCS Trivia. Tickets to see the Arnold Palmer Invitational coming March 7th through the 10th. Tickets to see comedian Nate Bargatze this Saturday at the Kia Center. Or tickets to Spark STEM Fest at the Orlando Science Center. Plus, your final week of chances to win $1,000 every hour. We got you covered. Plus, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all this week on The Big Show.
The Jim Colbert Show. Today at 3 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Happy Thursday, Central Florida. I am Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a look at your forecast for the rest of the day. We're expecting temperatures today to climb into the mid-70s with a high of 76 degrees for Orlando. The clouds will stick around for the majority of the day. However, a few peaks of sunshine will be possible. For tomorrow, even warmer temperatures with a high of 78 degrees before the wet weather arrives for this weekend. Highs only in the 50s and 60s with a soaking rain possible through Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. When you think Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Love nothing more than a great locally owned and operated, family owned and operated American company like Mills Air. This is a great company run by Leon Mills, who just wants to do things differently. He's not out there to take advantage of everybody. Maybe your lack of knowledge about how your air conditioning works scares you a little bit. The techs from Mills Air aren't after that. They're not just trying to get as much from you as they possibly can in a short period of time. They want a customer for life. They want to be the people that you go to when you have an issue with your air conditioner. And they have been around for over 30 years, 32 years plus, in fact, keeping people just like you nice and comfortable and cool in Central Florida. Their techs can work on any kind of air conditioner you might have. It doesn't matter what kind of AC, no matter how simple or complicated, they're going to be able to help you out. And they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. And that means they can get you big rebates that you might be able to get only through Mills Air. And they are going to help you get a deal on a new AC if you need one. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
My best dad tip, okay, one time our power went out and we couldn't watch TV or play video games or whatever, but we still had the best time pulling out flashlights and building a fort in their room, telling stories. So last week, I just turned off the main breaker and yelled, "Power's out!" I mean, why wait for a storm? Just make the fun part happen yourself. I mean, you can do it tonight.
Dads, try this idea, or try something else. Just choose to be a father first, today. Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive. Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza. I sure hope he brought the Pepto. Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie. The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high five at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Are allergies holding you back? Take control with Aspire Allergy and Sinus, your one-stop solution for a breath of fresh air. Our expert team offers comprehensive allergy testing and cutting-edge treatments so you can enjoy life without the hassles of sneezing and sniffles. Say goodbye to allergy and sinus struggles and hello to a healthier, happier you. Go to AspireAllergy.com today to ditch those temporary fixes and schedule your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. We'll always be here for you. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
high-diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate that. Thanks for being with us each and every day on the show. And if you miss anything or want to know more, you can always go to thenewsjunkie.com, and all the information about the show is waiting for you there. There is a virginity list that has leaked, and I've scoured this for both of your names. I've checked it not once, but twice, just to see what your virginity status was. And I'm happy to say I didn't find either one of you on this list. So you're not on the virgin list,
Good.
Unfortunately. Or fortunately.
I would hope so. If I was on the list, then I need to go and talk to some people, because I was pretty sure I had sex.
Yeah. Well, you're not. And
that'd be I was like, hey, man.
Horrible revelation.
I'm pretty sure we did this back in 2012, and I'm saying my name on the list. What's the deal, bro?
Well, this is actually a virginity
Blowing
list.
some minds right now. I thought you were a lesbian.
For real,
man?
They say a university collected and then leaked the virginity status of 190 female students.
Oh.
How did they know the virginity status of 190 female students?
Wow, that was a fast sentence. It happened in Kazakhstan.
Offer plus enrollment rule advantage.
And they said the confidential data was published on WhatsApp and included their names, ages, phone numbers, and even tax codes of the victims. Within minutes of it going live, it was disseminated in multiple social media groups connected to the university, and everybody was asking who's on the list, who's not on the list. Our
Are they in my bracket?
Who is on this list and who is not a virgin? And I don't know, maybe in Kazakhstan, like, if you're on the virgin list, it's good. You're like, okay, good, I'm safe. They're not going to flog me in public or something. And if you're off the virgin list, they're like, we will round up these whores and we will put the scarlet letter on all of you. It could be that it might be better to be on this list when it leaks out. But you always have things like this where you go, personal information from people ekes out online. And if you think, well, they don't know that about me, your computer's search history on all of the different places that you've gone on the internet is telling them way, way more than whether you're a virgin or not. You are putting way more out there to social media networks than if you have had sex with another human being at some point in time. No. It's way more. Like, they know, social media networks know that C-Lane is not a virgin, that he has a kid, that he purchases Sony headphones.
Two of those things kind of,
they dovetail.
Kind of, yeah.
And if they don't, there's a problem. You may need to ask some questions about that. But they know so much about it. They know what shirts he likes. They know how tall he is, probably. They know, what he eats and what he purchases and what he Googles. And
they have an idea of what I weigh.
I don't know. But I know the deal fell apart with Amazon and Roomba. And people were so confused by that. They were like, why is Amazon buying Roomba? But Amazon, and we talked about this on the show at the time, Amazon wanted Roomba so they can map out people's houses. And they could see what kind of square footage you had for your house. And word was that they also were going to look at all sorts of other stuff that they might be able to scan. Do you have pets? And if they find that you have a cat or a dog and they scan that, they start serving you up things for like healthier pet food. Your shoe size, like just because you're walking by the Roomba, it scans your shoes. And now it's like, hey, these are available in a size 10. There's only 3 left right now. You want to grab these for $39.99 fire sale, and just the most exact targeted advertising. But I don't know that a Roomba would have the technology to pick up on like how big a person was or the weight of a person.
Yeah, but I'm saying like based on the clothes you order, stuff like that. I'm sure they could,
Yeah, that's true. They could infer from that for sure. They could definitely.
I got a smart scale, so
yeah.
Somebody has that information.
My God, I got to stop saying big too. Courtney has informed me that referring to women as big is not a good idea.
What women are you referring to as big? What did you call big?
How is that surprising to you as well? Like,
first of all, that's actually a better question.
In 2024, calling women big is a no-no.
No, I was talking about tall, and I was like, oh my God, look how big that lady is.
Okay, yeah, right off the bat, man. That sounds like you're calling her fat.
Well, Tom Hanks, what's the movie called?
Yeah, but what happened in the movie?
Big. He got tall. He grew up. He got bigger.
He switched bodies or something, right?
No. He just grew up into an older man. It was really creepy, actually, if you consider some of the circumstances. But when I said that, I was like, yeah, man, oh, wow, look how big that lady is. And she goes, whoa, you don't have to say big.
Yeah, why did you go with tall?
I don't know. Big and tall is the same thing to me, right? I mean, I guess
They're not
actually. If it's got an
as
M
somebody who shops at big and tall places, if I get a shirt that's 3XT, that's 3XL for tall people, it's going to be longer. If I get one that's 3XB, it's going to be wider.
All right. Well, big is out. I mean, I stopped saying it. All right, guys. Yeah. I'm not like doubling down or tripling down.
Thank you, Courtney.
I was just referring to people as big when they were taller. Like that to me was like, is she little or big? But I didn't mean little or big going out wide. I meant upwards. And it was based on, we ran into this group of people, and there was a woman, and she was like maybe 6'3" or 6'4". And I was like, that's the biggest woman I think I've ever seen in person.
Tallest. That is just the best way to avoid someone misinterpreting you calling them fat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I think about it from my perspective, if somebody's like, wow, you're looking big. Unless I had just worked out a lot and I was kind of getting swole.
Swole would be another word for that.
I'm not doing quite yet. Yesterday, I tried to do the push-ups again.
How many push-ups did you get?
Well, day one, I was on 5, I told you. I hit those 5, pretty solid. I had to sprinkle them through the course of the day. And then day 2, I got 2 in.
5 push-ups in one day. So you did 1 and then came back an hour later for the second one? Is that what I'm understanding?
No. One time I did 2 in a row.
Whoa.
Okay, so this is only 4 different occasions when I was doing these push-ups.
It's a big move.
But the second day, because I hadn't done push-ups in so many years, I was a little sore, so I only got 2 in. And then yesterday I only got 1 in. But I got to keep going at least a little bit until I could get 50 perfect push-ups in every single day.
I'm looking forward to following up with you in 2026.
It's going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to take that long. I just have to build up my muscles a little. I already got some muscles underneath this. I'm telling you, man. I got some.
See the traps.
I don't have any traps. I don't even know where traps are.
I
don't have those. No.
Big things, yeah. Right
no, when I say muscles, I mean like biceps.
Traps are where your boobies are. That's why they call them booby traps.
Oh, no. Right. Shut up. That's not true.
You started to believe it, too, man. That was great.
I did for a second. I was like, I never considered that. Between this and big, I'm just learning a lot of things. I'm learning how to navigate the world as a full-on adult over here. Look at me go. There is something, speaking of adults and younger folks, that they say is a piece of technology that is coming back with the youth. And I don't buy this for 1 second. If we got a Gen Z or Gen Alpha out there who is listening to the show, I want you to record a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com and confirm or deny whether or not this is happening. Because a couple of news stories today are saying that corded phones are coming back in style with younger people.
What do you plug them into?
Landlines.
They're
right
still
into the
selling
wall.
Landlines?
I don't know the answer to that question. If you bought a brand new construction house, are they still bothering to put landline outlets in that house?
There's no way.
I'm trying to think I don't know if I have a landline anywhere in my house. My house is not that old.
My house is riddled with, I mean, you could see almost like, what's that ride where you go through the decades at Disney?
Oh, yeah, the Carousel of Time or whatever.
That is
Progress, Carousel of Progress.
That's like my house. Like, I have 4 different types of alarm systems. You could see it was like one from the 90s, one from the 80s.
They just left them?
And then, yeah, everything's still up. And then several, phone line outlets.
Yeah.
But what would I do? Like, I call up AT&T and I'm like, this is crazy, but I promise I'm mentally stable. Can you hook me up with a landline, please?
Would it be possible to still get dial-up internet? Is there anybody out there still doing that for you?
Man, there's got to be somewhere where you can get dial-up internet. But the thing that Sabrina just asked is actually very interesting because
thank you.
I remember like a couple years ago here at the station, and like we talked about how everybody was getting rid of ISDN. Nobody uses ISDN anymore, and I think at the time the engineers at Universal Studios that ran the radio studio at the time were like, yeah, we just got rid of our ISDN because we were paying $20,000 a month for it.
Wow.
Because they were trying to price them out.
AT&T was trying to price everybody out of ISDN because it is a useless medium now. I don't think you could get a landline telephone. I think they would give you a VoIP phone and hook you up in that way where, yes, you are technically picking up a telephone. You're hearing a dial tone. It sounds like the old school, but it's still happening over the internet.
Aaron on YouTube says, my house was built 2 years ago. Yes, we have landlines installed. And Sunset John on YouTube says, yes, I design houses next to every master bed, one landline phone, he says.
Why? And can you cut costs by not getting that installed?
Or instead of doing that, just wire the house for Cat 6 and actually have something useful.
I would rather have my entire house wired for Cat 6.
I had to do that. Like, I wanted
I just
Cat
need
6
4 more
wiring
cats.
through the house. I said, I want to get the internal
Booby
Cat
traps.
6 lines run. And first of all, it was hard to get somebody to do it because nobody wanted to go up in the attic of the house and run these actual wires. But it was nice to have them done. And other folks are saying, and I think this is what you were kind of alluding to, C-Lane, or maybe this is even different. They're saying it's a corded phone on Wi-Fi, which I don't know. But
yes, that's, I mean, when you order quote unquote landline telephone service, when you order voice telephone service, and a lot of times they try to like bundle it with your cable or bundle it with your internet. They give you a modem. And like any normal modem, it either hooks up, either has wireless built in, or it hooks up to a wireless router. And then there's also a old school landline jack in there. And then you can take any regular phone you want, jack it in there,
jack it on in there,
jack it right on in there, not the other way. And it would act like the phone system used to, but I don't think the traditional thing exists.
Well, they said landlines are nearing obsolescence. For many young people, they've gone the way of CD-ROMs, cassette tapes, and the humble printer. Hey, I still got one. I got a laser printer.
Same.
On TikToks, parents...
It's not humble, though. It's like, I'm the best printer!
Parents film their children holding wall phones like archival pieces, unsure of how to place a call. I've seen that, especially with rotary phones and young people. Payphones are long gone, too. So much so, our payphones gone. That I saw somebody post on, I think it was Twitter, and they said... Hey, in movies, I always see people dialing on these phones that are outside. Were they ever
serious?
Were they ever a real thing? And I was like, yes, payphones. Oh, God. They say Nicole Randone, a 24-year-old from Westchester, New York, takes calls from her bedroom using a purple Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen branded landline, first sold in 2003. She says she loves to twirl the cord, and... I feel like the main character in my favorite TV shows, like One Tree Hill.
Dumb. Please stop asking this generation questions like that.
Oh,
like
God.
this is what's making headlines. It's like I just like how it twirls, and it reminds me of TV.
She also has a bright pink boombox, Von Dutch accessories, and a Chad Michael Murray wall poster. She is straight back in time with that. So young folks or old folks alike, do you think this is really happening? Are they bringing back the corded phones? Is that happening? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. We'll get some updates on the Super Bowl parade shooting, see if we can track down what was going on motivation-wise there, and an argument about something that happened on a very empty plane. We got to get you to weigh in on this, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com. There's a couple of accidents to watch out for. The on-ramp from Lake Mary Boulevard to the Greenway is partially blocked. On Colonial Drive, authorities are clearing up an accident eastbound between Pine Hills Road and Mercy Drive. The center lane is blocked. And traveling on Florida's Turnpike, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. The right lane is blocked due to emergency construction southbound after County Road 470. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Celebrate the Scottish culture in Mount Dora with bagpipers, Highland athletics, Celtic music, dancing, society and heritage, clan village, shortbread contests, and much more. Enjoy Scottish music, Highland dancing, tartan parade, pipes and drums performances, kids' activities, food and beverage vendors, merchandise vendors, and society tents. There will be vendors selling their wares along with food and drinks. This is a family-friendly event for residents and visitors. Join the Monsters in the Morning as they broadcast live from Pisces Rising as they help kick off this special weekend in Mount Dora, Friday, February 16th. Get more details at realradio.fm/events.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series is where names are made. And at Daytona, those names are bringing a whole lot of smoke. Austin wants the smoke. Justin wants the smoke. Cole and Haley, give them all the smoke. There's plenty to go around, but remember, if you can smell the smoke, that means you're not the one making it. The NASCAR Xfinity Series at Daytona, February 17th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Not sure what's the best way to save for college? Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. For more than 35 years, we've helped Florida families successfully save for college. And now we've made it even more affordable to save with prepaid plans starting at just $34 a month. That's the lowest plan price in 10 years. Visit myfloridaprepaid.com and use our Easy Plan calculator to find the right plan for your family's budget and put your child on the path to less college debt. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight.
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
YouTube is the streaming partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, and we'll be honoring Rotten Mango with the Innovator Award presented by YouTube. Tune in live Monday, March 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel. You won't want to miss this.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening.
Parade, and man, was there a lot of people at this parade. They don't have exact numbers, but they think that this parade to celebrate Kansas City Chiefs' victory in the Super Bowl could have had about 600,000+ people at it, which is wild because the city itself has less than 500,000 people in it. So, you got obviously a huge crowd swarming in. And they said they had like 600 police officers that were on guard. And still, we got a shooting that breaks out, and everybody goes, here we are in America.
And another report said 800+.
Yeah, 600 to 800. We don't know how many because different reports are saying different numbers of police officers. But a lot, okay? Needless to say, a lot of police officers. And everybody afterwards like, another day, another shooting in America. Yes, but I said, I think this is different than people are anticipating. It doesn't seem quite as targeted. And here's the latest from the Associated Press just a couple of minutes ago. They say authorities in Kansas City said Thursday that the mass shooting that unfolded amid throngs of people at the Chiefs' Super Bowl celebration appeared to stem from a dispute between several people. Police Chief Stacey Graves said 22 people were injured in the shooting. They ranged between the ages of 8 and 47, half of whom were under the age of 16. A mother of 2 was also killed. That is this woman, DJ Lisa Lopez, not of the left eye variety, but she was a DJ on KKFI a radio station in the region, in Kansas City, in fact, and she was killed following a gunshot wound to the stomach. And it's so infuriating that so many times these stories boil down to two groups of dudes. It's almost always dudes. Why are the prisons full of men? And you see two groups of dudes, and they're arguing about respect or something. Like, what'd you say to me? What'd you do? You know, whatever starts this. And then they just start shooting at each other, and then all hell breaks loose. And the people watching it often think, well, you know, this is another mass shooting in America. It's another crazy person who had their rifle and went out there. A lot of times it's this. It's just idiots shooting at each other, killing each other off. And it's unbelievable to me that this happens in major cities like this with 600 to 800 cops just standing around, for God's sake. So it was something that was chaotic when it happened, and they're still trying to sort out all the details. But it looks like it could have been a fight between two groups that led to this shootout. And Andy Reid, the coach of the 49ers, he said he was confronting somebody who had panicked after the shooting, said, please breathe. And said there was somebody who was just freaking out because his friend ended up getting shot. And the coach of the 49ers, or not the 49ers, but the Kansas City Chiefs, just happened to be right there. And all of it is just, it's a lot. So we go from the Super Bowl and the highs that we were really, really relishing in from that to now this chaos that happened afterwards.
Oh, and there was a bunch of eyes on all Travis Kelce for being super hammered.
He was so hammered. There was a group of 5 of them around, get the microphone out of his face. He is screaming too much.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You won the Super Bowl. You're going to party a little bit. You know what I take issue with, actually? They let too many people hold the Super Bowl trophy. I think that the people who get to hold the Super Bowl trophy should only be people who were responsible for the victory that led to that trophy. So if you're on the Kansas City Chiefs, get the trophy, hold it, take a selfie with it, hold it, let your friend take a picture. There you are with the Super Bowl trophy, right? Good to go. What is it called? Lombardi trophy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With that one. You got to get your picture with that. But there's photographs of, I think it's one of the owner's daughters, and she's on an overpass, and she's got the Lombardi trophy up there. And she's like, yeah, we won the Super Bowl. It's like, bitch, you didn't win the Super Bowl. Put the trophy down. You didn't have anything to do with this. Your rich family owns a team.
Yeah, well, we funded it, man. Come on.
Yeah, your team that your parents own or something. They should leave it to just the people who participate in this stuff.
Well, all right, think about it this way. Does that person, the owner's daughter, if she doesn't work for the team, does she get a ring?
I don't think so. Maybe she could, just because if your dad owns the team, you can get whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I could find this, because I want to know more about the woman who had it in this picture. But she took a photo with it, and people were like, what are you doing? This has nothing to do with you. And if Patrick Mahomes wants to take a photo with his wife, Brittany, and they want to kiss the trophy together for a picture, okay, that's fine. That makes sense, right? I get it. I get that. But people totally unaffiliated with the victory, the game, the run-up, the stress, any of that just happen to be in the periphery of things, holding the trophy we did it, baby.
You wouldn't do the same, Sean. Come on, man.
I wouldn't. And
I would in 2 seconds. I'm a football player. If I get a chance to take a picture with the trophy. Now, will I kiss it? I think I will have some sanitizer wipes with me. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of different spittles all up on that trophy.
I had the opportunity to hold and take a photo with the Stanley Cup, and I didn't do it because I don't even know what all the positions are in ice hockey. I can't even name to you all the positions. I know that one. Forward seems like a thing. I don't know. Usually these kind of sports have sweepers or something. I don't know. I know I don't know enough about it.
From Harry Potter.
I know I don't know enough about it to know that I shouldn't be posing with the trophy for this. That's ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna get to you now. Let the people who won it pose with this stuff. They're the victors. Let the coaches, and all the way down the line, the coaches, right? Anybody involved, even the water bottle guy.
Staff.
Front office staff, no. I'm sorry. No, they can have a ring. They get their staff rings. That's good enough, front office staff.
Okay, good question. If, say, the Orlando Magic were to win the NBA Finals, one of these days, could our friend Simon hold the trophy? He plays music in the arena.
No, Simon. No,
What?
I'm sorry.
Simon's 100% holding that trophy.
Sorry.
Exactly. I got to tell you, when I was a mascot in high school, and
the mascot.
The mascot, I think, is an integral part of not only the big championship game, but every game leading up to the championship. Just like all the people attending and the energy.
Mascot?
Yeah. And with the time that I put in, the travel, the exercise, and then we won state champ, and I didn't get a goddamn thing.
Because you
I should have gotten a ring.
A ring?
I should have gotten a ring.
You should have gotten a ring if the front staff gets a ring. I'm fine with that.
Like front staff in high school. What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying. Like if other people get the ring, and usually it's a different one than the players get, then fine. But I don't know if I don't know how involved
I think
the
it's a different one than the players get because you have to order it. You have to pay for it.
Oh no, it's like when you're in high school.
I think it's very much like when you're in high school and you order the class ring, which I lost mine.
I lost mine the second week I had it.
Oh yeah.
My parents were so mad.
Hey, is that still a thing? Like the class ring and then like the varsity jacket and all that? Do they still do all of that stuff?
The jacket you have to buy, but they'll give you like the big letters for it, depending on whatever club you're part of. So I got the letters, not the jacket.
That just seems very greased to me, and I didn't know if people were still doing that. Like your girlfriend at high school wears around your varsity jacket and brings it from class to class. That seems like it's very, very dated. But maybe they still do it. Maybe people are going back to that direction. Who knows? There is a man who is furious, and I want you to tell me if he's got a legitimate gripe here, okay? All right? The folks on YouTube and Twitch are going to be able to see this. I'll put it up on See It Now for everybody else during the break. Gentleman gets on a flight. It's a Southwest Airlines flight. He's going from Washington, D.C. out, and he takes his seat. And the plane is straight up dead. Like the plane is a ghost town. And another guy gets on the flight and he takes a seat as well. And you can see here in this photograph where the gentleman sat. And you see why, like, he was angry about this. He was like, how could this guy do this? Unbelievably rude of him to do this. The guy sat in the row right behind him. And he was upset because he's like, that plane is empty, man. You can sit anywhere you want. Why are you sitting this close to me? I think it's fine. I think as long as you're not sitting in the same row as the person.
No, I could see one reason why I would be upset about this.
Why is that?
Because if the plane is that empty, this is a very perfect situation where I can recline my seat.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody sits right behind me, I'm going to feel, well, if the plane is empty and one person sat behind me, I'm reclining the seat anyway, and you can piss off. But the guy can move. But, why the need? Why do you got to do it?
There are obviously plenty of extra seats, and I agree with that. But he's not in the same row with him, and you're right. If he wanted to lean back, fine. If that guy complains about him leaning back, then piss off or whatever you said in anger.
Yeah, well, why you got to do it?
Hostility about this guy. But if he just sits right there, man, I don't know how many other people were trying to get on the plane, too. They said, of all the seats on the flight, look where he decided to sit. This gentleman was upset about it. Hang on, I'm putting this up right now. Man fight over plane seat. I could word that better. There we go. All set and ready to go for you on See It Now. Check that out over on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section. That's how we show you things that are visual. Since this is, after all, a radio show, I understand that is a problem. But what's not a problem is your dispatches, at least most of the time. We've got those right in front of us. Some of you are concerned today. You're very concerned. And that's something that I want to be focused in on. I want to see if your concern is valid. And we've got a whole bunch more to talk about before we get to the next episode, which is coming up, and a whole lot more. Just okay, 8 details. But when we return, an update on a story from yesterday that is the most predictable update of all time. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real is
The Monsters in the Morning.
It's National Spaghetti Day. Meatballs not included.
Most. Did you do spaghetti as a kid?
Yeah, a lot.
So for the longest time, I thought spaghetti was a Latin dish.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to State Road 535. On Colonial Drive, there's an accident causing a bit of delays eastbound between Pine Hills Road and Mercy Drive. And watch out for bumper-to-bumper traffic on Florida's Turnpike due to emergency road construction blocking the right lane southbound after County Road 470. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
Let me tell you about my friend, That Mortgage Guy Don, from thatmortgageguydon.com. He is an expert when it comes to refinancing and buying your first dream home, but he's also your friend because he made the process very easy. So get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Monster trucks at our Circus Now Kids Zone with bounce houses, monster truck rides, and real fair food. All kids are free with a paid adult, and all advanced tickets get a free pit party pass at monstertruckc.com. February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, New Smyrna Speedway.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Anka.
And I'm Skip Bronson.
What happens when two old friends take their decades of experience in the business and sit down with our buddies?
You get Our Way, a brand new show from iHeart Podcast where we chop it up with our pals about everything under the sun.
Hear amazing guests like Jason Bateman, Michael Bublé, Mark Burnett, and many more as they sit down with Paul and Skip.
This is our podcast, and we're going to do it our way.
Listen to Our Way on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
all of them. And we talked this week about Rachel Dolezal, who was the lady who pretended to be black for a little while. And then she said, I identify as black. And people said, no, you can identify as things, but we have determined that is not one of the things you can identify as. And then she got kicked out of society for a little while. She popped back up and she has an OnlyFans, which is an explicit OnlyFans, right? There's a lot going on her OnlyFans. It's not just a couple of sexy photos from different angles.
I mean, you were the one that saw her balloon nut, not me.
Yeah, wow.
But I looked in the place that I would normally look for pirated OnlyFans content.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you got a source for that, all right?
And her page was not there.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of photos that are floating around out there, and they are graphic. And she's doing her thing, grinding. Good for her. Go for it. Get your money, and everybody should do their own thing. But we brought up that she was a teacher. She was working as a teacher in Arizona. And generally, people go after these teachers, and they go, you can't do OnlyFans and be a teacher at the same time. And then they fire him. And she's gone. Rachel Dolezal learned yesterday that she had been fired from her teaching job and no longer would be employed by the school because of her OnlyFans content.
Rachel.
And she is gone and out the door now. And this led to a discussion yesterday for a bit about who is sleeping on OnlyFans content. And Courtney said,
what do you
I'm
mean
surprised?
sleeping?
Who could be profiting off of OnlyFans stuff that isn't doing it right now?
What up, what up?
And Courtney says, I'm surprised hasn't had an OnlyFans? Casey Anthony. And I said, oh, yeah. That kind of surprises me, too.
That would be... I wonder what her subscriber base would be.
Because she's infamous. She's basically unemployable. Nobody really wants to be the place where who's answering the phones at your place? Casey Anthony? Oh, great. Okay. She doesn't have the best rep out there. She could be listening to this right now. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. I think you killed your kid, but nothing personal. You got a hard road ahead of you. You think, it seems easy as hell to fire up an OnlyFans and just start churning up some content like the Bad Baby lady did.
Yeah,
but she made a mint off of it.
Yeah, but I think Bad Baby or Bobby or whatever. Yeah. I think a lot of her stuff comes from interactions with her subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a lot of, depending on the OnlyFans that you want to have, you could either just put out a bunch of content, do pay-per-view content, which means you have the subscription fee, and then on top of that, you charge more for extra special stuff.
Right.
And then it's paying to be able to chat or interact with the creator.
Right.
And so
which you could pay people to do. You don't have to answer all of them yourself.
Yeah, but imagine Casey Anthony opens an OnlyFans account and she sets a bar sets a price for
single, no kids.
No. Sets a price for messages to send to her, and then people are paying to just do what they've been doing for years and call her a child murderer and all the stuff.
They're calling it to you anyways. You might as well make some money off of it. Like, they're going to say it on Twitter for free. You might as well make some cash off of this. Misty Blue Coconut on YouTube says, how do you know she doesn't have one? Oh, come on. We would all know, right?
We would 100% know if that happened.
I don't think too many people have secret OnlyFans accounts.
I mean, you'd be amazed. Well, it was many years ago before we talked about OnlyFans. We were amongst people. We were talking to people who had secret online profiles in which they did, dominatrix work.
But that's
selling their socks.
Hold on, that's different. That's different because if you're not famous, then you having an anonymous account on OnlyFans or some like sex site, okay, I can make sense of that. You're not famous. You don't want to be known for this. You want to like cut your head out of any photos or videos that you take and not be available for people in the same zip code as you. Whatever, whatever precautions you take. And you're not going to make more money off your name. She is solely going to make more money off her name. So, because somebody will go, Gier Casey Anthony has an OnlyFans, and they'll go, oh my God. And a bunch of weird truckers and stuff will go, I'm going to take a peek at that. And they're going to start following her. And it's an established way to make millions of dollars. Why not?
How much money would somebody, because you know that there is one person out there that has that kink. How much would they be willing to pay Casey Anthony to treat them like a little baby?
Somebody would do it.
She's mommy.
You mean like kill them?
Yeah.
Not maybe threaten it. I don't know.
You got somebody out there who's willing to pay money for that. You know how it goes. It's just like the internet rule. What is it? Rule 32 or whatever, where they say if you thought of it, there's a porn of it on the internet. It's just like that. There's an audience for it. Audiences could be big or small, but there's always an audience for it. Like if I said right now, I'm going to make a movie about little people who are into kung fu and they're also in wheelchairs and they want to talk about their lives and they want to get support. I go, okay, there's an audience of people that are interested in that content.
34, you were 2 off.
What 34, rule 34, yeah. The audience is probably going to be small, both in stature and in overall population. And you're not going to have a huge demographic that you're targeting. But with some of this stuff, it's like, oh, you got it. Your demographic is everybody in the world with monies. And there's always people that are willing to pay money for you to do weird stuff. Like I talked to girls back in the day who were making money.
Cool guy.
That's right. I wasn't on that virgin list. I talked to girls back in the day who were making money doing the cake stuff or, just doing like different weirdo fetish videos where they didn't even have to get naked a lot of times. They just did weird stuff that some weird dude wanted to see them do. And again, this is one of those things that's like pretty exclusively male. I don't know how many women are super caught up in fetishes where they're paying money to subscribe to stuff. I don't know if there's, I don't know. I don't think there's as many. Like, there's got to be women with a foot fetish, but I've never met a woman with a foot fetish. Have you ever met a woman with a foot fetish?
I mean, that's my business, but I could see women paying for like boyfriends, or like the idea, like of having that online boyfriend.
Companion?
Yeah, where, you remember seeing those like ASMR things where it's like point of view video, but instead of it being like a sexy thing, it's like you just woke up next to your man. Is he going to make you breakfast? And
those are so sad.
Women were, unless you look at the paycheck, not so sad after that.
No, not sad on the creator side, but the women were paying because the guy would be like, hey, baby, you look beautiful today. I've never seen you looking as sexy as you do right now. And the woman would watch it and be like, I feel really good. He's in love with me. And I think women would go for that, whereas a guy's fine with an AI. Like a guy doesn't. Guy's like, well, I'll pretend this is a real
fine
woman.
With a paper towel roll.
A guy's like, I'll take whatever I can get. This is the best I got for me right now. It is a whole weird world to dive into. We have a quick update here on the Super Bowl parade shooting, and this says that they're confirming it was some sort of gang violence. Let's see if that's correct.
That preliminary investigative findings have shown there was no nexus to terrorism or homegrown violent extremism. This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire. During the overnight hours, we learned there are 23 victims of yesterday's shooting. One of our victims, Elizabeth Galvin,
That's the DJ.
43 years old, died.
You know what? Radio show hosts, I'm going to say, because I know that we always talk about being downgraded like this in the event of some tragedy. The radio host from Kansas City, who was the one who was tragically killed in all this, I was banned for a joke on Twitch, says, I'm convinced Sean secretly loves to subscribe to the weirdest kinks because he tried so hard to downplay those kinks when he talks about it. Let me tell you, I'd be loud and proud about it if I had someone.
Yeah, right.
I have like the most generic tastes in this stuff.
Missionary, baby.
No, I'll switch it up. I'll get from here to there and all points in between. But I'm not into weird stuff. I'm not into and certainly not the gross stuff that some of you seem to be into. Like the eating stuff. That is vile human beings. I don't know what you're doing out there.
That's rooted in some stuff.
Might be.
It
could be
addressed, but to each their own for sure.
Yeah, I don't do certain things, but I wish I had a secret like that. It'd probably make me more interesting if I had some weirdo fetish, but I don't, unfortunately. Just into sex. All right, so now you know that about me. Okay, just in general. If sex is out there and wants me to do some live reads for it, I am in. I can do that for you. Okay, quick break. When we come back,
a sample live read for sex, please.
Yeah.
Just
all right, Sean, you're on in 3, 2, 1.
Do you like sex? Because I like sex.
Okay.
And I'm what? You guys let me get into my
pit. You have to be weird about it. Just do
How is that weird?
Because I like sex.
I'm trying to pitch
Sell the product.
That is the product.
You don't have to do sexy voice. Sell it to your average person. You're not trying to turn them on. Trying to have them, the business gets.
I don't know what you picked up from it. I wasn't trying to do a sexy voice. Maybe you took it that way because it sounded sexy to you. Ugh. Maybe that was the way it was received. But I'm just doing regular voiceover here. You know what? We're going to take a break. Go
ahead, and you're on.
No, we have to take a break. We got to leave enough room for the next episode here.
Oh, thank you.
Speaking of that, what is coming up on the next episode?
Well, I'll tell you, daddies and mommies. You guys aren't going to react to that. That's no problem.
What do you want me to
I'm not going to get
say?
the sex endorsement. What's coming up?
Sahara Desert.
Repo Man still never sleeps, but apparently the real sleeper is popcorn buckets you can bang. This week in middle-aged white dudes having public temper tantrums, starring Dana White and some guy with diabetes. Plus, Disneyland Cinderella, along with other friends, are trying to bippity-boppity unionize. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode, baby.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast on this Thursday. And for the rest of today across Central Florida, we'll expect pleasant temperatures. We'll continue to climb to a high of 76 degrees for Orlando. We do expect the clouds to stick around, though. Maybe a few peaks of sunshine possible. Even warmer temperatures for our Friday with a high of 78 before the rain arrives for this weekend. We have an 80% chance of rain for Sunday and a 70% chance of rain for Saturday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in-store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life, Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Pucker up, Central Florida. R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old ride's left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm R.C. Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Being a great dad doesn't require some fat wallet. I realized a simple stopwatch could make my kid's day better. I turned everything into a speed competition. Just time everything. How fast can they make their bed? How quickly can they fold 10 shirts? The weirder, the better. I want time who could hug me the longest. They'll be excited if you're excited. Trust me.
Pull out a stopwatch or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Hey, Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line, with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams
when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And after the next episode, I've got a story to share with you guys that is just almost too good to be true. It is magnifique. And I want to turn it into a bit of a confession time for all parties involved, where we can see if this has happened to other people. But right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV. You can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Meltdown.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day. Hold up.
Hold up is right, because if you're not working with that mortgage guy Don from thatmortgageguyDon.com, then how dare you? Not only is he an expert when it comes to refinancing or buying a first-dream home, but he is your friend. He is part of the Real Radio family. He made the process so easy, and you can see that immediately when you go to the website, thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
It was 74 years ago. Sean, you remember this?
I wasn't alive.
1950, and it was this movie right here.
Mary Poppins?
No.
Cinderella.
Cinderella is right. Points go to C-Lane. And 74 years ago on this day, Walt Disney's Cinderella opened in theaters. A couple questions for you. Sean, you can get the points back. How much did it cost to make?
That cost...
A couple more clues for you. Walt himself put up half of that money.
Uh-huh.
And if the movie had flopped, Disney Studios would have gone bankrupt and closed.
$800,000.
That is a guess. That is a guess.
I think it's a good guess.
$799,000.
That was a bad guess. It was $3 million.
You're a bad guess.
$3 million
wow.
back in 1950, which is what, $1 billion now?
Yeah, that's
Math.
a lot.
And I guess fortunately for Disney Studios, it was a success, and they did not have to go bankrupt. And here we are in 2024, and we have some news coming out of Disneyland that has to do not only with Cinderella, but Mickey Mouse too, and all of your quote-unquote friends, aka the characters, because they gonna be unionizing. Be our guest, be our guest. Put your union to the test. Higher wages, better healthcare. Don't accept anything less. But if you do, then... Thousand workers just at Disneyland Resort in Southern California already have labor unions, but about 1,700 performers and parades, character actors, and support staff do not. So they're now starting to work on that bad boy.
So basically what they're saying is almost everybody is unionized at the Disneyland, at least, but the people who play the character actors, they're not in on that for some reason.
Yep, that's 40 years later. All the people have played Mickey, Goofy, Donald Duck.
That's such a weird world to be one of those people that like you get on, like, especially if you're not inside a big suit. Sometimes it's just a girl who looks like Moana, and she's wearing like an outfit that Moana would wear, and she just has to be Moana for this like whole bunch of kids that are right in front of them. It's crazy, man.
So I guess Florida, Disney World actually started a union quite some time ago, back in the early 1980s, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. That was a union traditionally known to represent transportation workers, but they got in on the Disney characters, and at that time, Florida performers complained about filthy costumes and abuse from guests, like children who would kick the shins of the Disney villains. And they said, at that point, we need to unionize. So we'll see if Disneyland jumps on board. I will keep you all posted. Someone who jumped off board, or more like off a podcast, was Dana White, who he was, after, you know him, CEO of UFC. He's often in the background of those slap fights lately. And he was on Howie Mandel's podcast. And within 60 seconds, he stormed out because he is, quote, tired of doing podcasts.
Okay.
Shouldn't he have figured that out before he went to Howie Mandel's podcast studio?
And on top of it, the time that he left, it was like after being showered with compliments from Howie Mandel, but I'll let him take it away.
I can imagine that being a very clean place. Howie Mandel's like isn't he an extreme germaphobe?
He is.
Yeah.
He certainly is.
Dana White, you are an amazing guy. I can't thank you enough for being here. You and Ginger seem to be getting along.
Who's Ginger?
You are not only an amazing businessman, you are an inspiration. You are a philosopher.
Oh, yeah.
The way you do business, the way you...
I mean, this is the time of, that you would be getting some sort of audible arousal because he's singing your praises in the beginning of the podcast.
Really lubing him up over there.
We're 30 seconds in of the beginning of this podcast.
Conduct your business and your friendships and media is... I'm jealous.
Okay.
But Dana, I can't thank you enough for being here.
Here we go.
Thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. I am so tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.
And he got up and left. And
12 seconds later.
And we have an illustrious guest from the middle of the...
Scramble. So he just got up and left, and they had to find a new guest. And post. Oh, you think it's a bit?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's have you ever seen Howie Mandel do stuff? Like
no. I watched that cartoon back in the day, but that's about it.
Bobby's World? Oh, Bobby's World was
Bobby's
great,
World.
man. That was awesome.
Didn't the mother have a really thick accent? And that was like the only...
Hey, it's me, Bobby's mom. That one?
I don't know if it was like that. It was definitely an accent. So Howie Mandel on that podcast, from what I can extrapolate from just a little bit of knowledge of it, is he does like weird, stupid bits all the time. And so one time they had somebody fire off a smoke machine and fill the whole studio with smoke, and nobody made mention of it, and they acted like it wasn't happening. And it's like, okay, all right.
Great bit.
And so I think that this maybe was another one of those little things that they do.
Oh, you fooled me. Now I definitely won't be listening to Howie Mandel's podcast. But you can listen to all the podcasts right there.
Back to Joe Rogan for you.
iHeartRadio for free. Millions of artists and songs, including us. And should you find yourself in front of the big screen, be careful because you might want to bang those popcorn buckets.
Yeah?
Have you seen the Dune popcorn bucket?
No.
Oh,
hold on. I'll try to bring it up.
And those listening on podcasts, I mean, this is definitely See It Now worthy.
All right.
Or See It Later, because that popcorn bucket is bangable. And it seems like that's the new hit. The secret revenue weapon is elaborate popcorn merch. Now, the movie theaters are working with Hollywood studios and vendors, buttering up their bottom line by selling popcorn containers that range in price from $25 to $50. Now, the first one was Deadpool and Wolverine. They had a cool little bucket there. There was one for, was it Barbie? Or there was another one that looked like a giant cassette tape or something like that.
Yeah.
The one that really caught my eye was the Dune one. So
the Dune one is weird.
Yeah. Would you mind showing all the people that are watching?
It's like
hello?
Some sort of Dune monster. It seems like it would be hard to get the popcorn out of it. Like it was.
But what else can you put in it?
It looks a little fleshlighty. Yeah. This is a new gimmick though that they're totally scoring a lot of money with.
It sees like a lot of struggling theater owners now seeing dollar signs for the first time. Little fanfare, elaborate popcorn containers,
Is
known
that-
as vessels. The industry term is.
Is that what a creature? Because I've never watched Dune.
That is what they call the sandworm.
All right, yeah.
You could put your sandworm in it.
It's kind of creepy looking, like.
They had a droid you could also eat popcorn out of.
Oh, they had
from
another
Star
one?
Wars. Yeah, they've had a bunch. Barbie Corvette, that was $35 a pop, and they say they've gotten at least one movie theater $1 million in revenue. Just
Damn.
on those popcorn. So
Well, it's kind of simple because all it does is clip onto the top of the existing popcorn bucket. So you just got to make like a cool topper that's related to the movie, and then people who are big fans are going to want this every single time. That's smart.
Did I just get our new merch idea?
I don't know where we can get popcorn.
Oh, not even
involved.
popcorn, just merch they could put your junk in.
Well, we could do that for just okay. We could even have a popcorn vendor to make it fully legit if we needed to.
That would be great. Or maybe we just have one key phrase, one word that makes you apparently hundreds of thousands of dollars. This guy right here.
Wow. Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson is right. And movieweb.com, I assume.
Love them.
They have estimated what Owen Wilson makes for just saying wow. Which I just say wow, and how you were able to do all that math and had a lot of time on your hands. He is the primary owner of that phrase wow, and the paid dividends, well, they're there for him. According to MovieWeb, he has done 47 movies.
Yeah.
And he has made approximately, just from, this is all the movies, right? $218 million.
Wow, that's nice. That's
wow,
good.
you mean.
It's a lot. Wow.
He averages around 3,500 words per film, meaning he makes $1,324 per word.
Holy cow.
Wow accounts for 102 of those words, meaning, here we go, math time. Wow. He has made in his entire career $135,000 just from the word wow.
That's not bad, actually.
What are you doing with your life?
Man.
Wow. Repo Man, after many, many, many years, 1984 was the original. They are going to be coming out with a sequel, according to the original director, Alex Cox. Now, the Cox says he's shopping the project around, but apparently the original top dog, that was Emilio Estevez, will not be in it.
Have you guys seen that? I'm not familiar with the movie Repo Man.
Neither am I. I guess two LA-based repo men who end up involved in a competitive and dangerous search for a Chevy Malibu connected to space aliens.
Yeah.
Now wait for that sequel to come to a theater near you, and then you can bang that popcorn bucket, right? On the boob tube. We got Young Sheldon on CBS, third season premiere of Ghosts on CBS. We also have So Help Me Todd on, you guessed it, CBS. Watch What Happens Live has Amy Schumer, and the series premiere of The Vince Staples Show on Netflix. Lionel Richie will be saying hello on Kimmel, and you follow your dreams. Send me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. People are saying Repo the Genetic Opera is much better. I've never heard of that, Christina, but I'll take a look, I guess. I'm not familiar with that. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into this story that is going to lead to a little bit of a confession time here on the show. We'll see how truthful you as dispatchers are willing to get, and you are not going to believe this story and who it happened to. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you could expect your regular delays before US 27 and approaching State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to State Road 535. Travel with caution through there. And there's bumper-to-bumper traffic on Florida's Turnpike due to road construction southbound after County Road 470. Traffic is backed up to US 301. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio wants to provide the assist on your holiday bills by putting $1,000 in your hand. $1,000 13 times a day. You know the drill. Just listen for the keyword to win $1,000 each hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer the phone from a number that will probably say no caller ID when they call back the winner, because that's how you get $1,000 in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Here at Massey, we've seen the damage termites can cause. That's why we've protected homes from termite damage for almost 100 years. Our termite protection program doesn't just protect your home from termites, it gives you peace of mind. That's why our termite protection guarantee covers your home and all the things in it. When we protect against termites, we protect families. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Every parent wants their child to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Florida Prepaid has a plan to help you support them by affordably and confidently saving for college. Our 529 prepaid plans start at just $34 a month, and you have peace of mind knowing that when you lock in 2024 prepaid plan prices, your payment will never go up. It's inflation-proof and further proof that it's the best way to ensure the brightest future. Florida Prepaid Open Enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Very local, powered by Wesh 2. Local news.
Breaking news this morning.
Original series and specials.
I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me.
24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now.
Hey there, it's Russ Rollins. I'm talking to all the homeowners out there who are tired of staring at their cold swimming pools. It's time to stop wasting money on a pool that you can't use. With Solar Source, you can enjoy your pool year-round like I do. Top 5 things Solar Source customers do after solar heating their pools? Well, spend time with your family. Go nighttime swimming. You got movie nights in the pool. You got water workouts and much more. Friends of mine, friends of Russ Rollins, can save big money when scheduling a free consultation today at solarsource.com/monsters. Don't wait any longer. Start enjoying your pool again with Solar Source.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
If you have city water, you might not know this, but it's got all kinds of chlorine, chemicals, and all kinds of nastiness in it, which really isn't healthy for you and your family. So get cleaner water with PureWaterChanges.com. Call my buddy Bobby at 407-MY-WATER, and he'll save some money because you won't have to buy bottled water anymore. Schedule a free, no obligation to purchase in-home water inspection and demonstration, and you'll receive a free reverse osmosis system valued at $1,799. Installation required. All homeowners must be present. That's purewaterchanges.com, 407-MY-WATER.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant is celebrating becoming the Funny Bone. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Gary Owen on February 16th and 17th.
I remember my first year in the Navy, I made $24,000 for the year. I called my mom. I said, you ain't got to work no more.
Followed by Tip Harris on February 23rd and 24th. Showtimes at orlando.funnybone.com. That's orlando.funnybone.com. Come get funny at the Funny Bone.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money, M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
No. My answer is no. Sabrina, we are not going to be splitting an Apple Vision Pro. Chad's going to have to give us the one that he has. What? And we'll just, we're going to have to take that one and hold it hostage.
We split it? I think it'd be
$3,500 for these. $3,500.
Find, I don't know, 5 more people to split it with.
And then we're going to have like weird calendars.
Don't act like you haven't made ridiculous purchases like that. Go to the wide shot, please, Elaine.
What?
Exactly.
What? Just what? The entirety of my studio, you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we could have had 3 Vision Pros by now.
By the way, Sean.
3?
Looking,
a whole lot more than 3 in here.
Looking at this angle of your studio where you have all your little knickknacks up.
My patty wax.
They have, like, apps for the Vision Pro where you do that virtually.
Oh,
and you
really?
just have, like, 3D things you can just put places in the room.
Yeah, the amount of money you could save.
I like that. That's pretty cool. You know, Chad, who helped us out with photo shoots a long time ago on the show, was watching the stream in his Apple Vision Pro, and I saw that. First, I saw 2 things. Did you see the content that has been rolled out for Apple Vision Pro?
We got porn, baby?
The first adult content, I believe, allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Is a how-to video.
How to what? What do you mean?
I have to be real careful here, you know.
Dance, man. Celine already found it. Okay.
Did you? Let's call it a sprinkle video.
Yeah.
Is that really you need a how-to for that?
No, it's not. It's not the easy version of it.
It's the one that some people think is urine.
Yeah, the one that there's a big argument of how to do that.
That soda that was popular in the 90s.
Sure. That was the first video that they said that's been created on an iPhone specifically for the Vision Pro. And somewhere, some dude is watching that today and going around in his little 3D space doing this. Now, I'd be interested in what anybody who has the Vision Pro would have to say about Mark Zuckerberg kind of tripling down this week, and he says, no doubt about it, the Quest 3 is way better than the Apple Vision Pro.
Mm-hmm. He personally did this. Like, he shot a video with a Quest 3, which I think was a smart move if he's trying to convince people that his thing is better. But Yeah, he did it himself, it wasn't just like releasing a statement, for people to read.
Sorry, but I don't trust the man.
Yeah, he's
I don't.
vested.
After seeing what the metaverse, and it just ended up being weird figures without legs. Just didn't scream investment to me.
He was there to walk before the Vision Pro could run.
How could you walk without legs?
And at the beginning, the metaverse looked stupid. And I'll say what I always say about the metaverse and some of the other technology that we're seeing out there. It's not about what we're looking at right now. It's about what this is going to be 20, 25 years down the road. And it'll be said that those are the building blocks for what is this all-encompassing virtual reality that we can do with a contact lens or something much more simple, I would think. But he says the Quest 3, like the hardware, everything is just flat out better than Apple's Vision Pro.
Well,
big if true, because the Apple Vision Pro is $3,500, I think, at the bottom. And I think the Quest 3 is a lot cheaper than that. I don't know the dollar amount, though.
The Quest 3 is a couple $100. I think it's less than $1,000. But I think like there's a quid pro quo when you buy that, because I think to have the Quest 3, don't you have to have a Facebook account and you have to connect it to your Facebook account? Like, I think there's not a lot you can do with it without giving them what they want. Like, they want information. They want to sell information. They want to sell stuff to advertisers that they can, like, beam straight to your Quest Pro. So, I mean, I think
Apple
that's
Vision
kind of
has
where
to be doing the same thing, right? They have a camera on everything you're looking at.
Well, you have to have an Apple account because it's hooked up to a thing just like the iPad interface when you like launch everything. From what I've seen with some of the reviews of this, but I'm looking at Meta Quest 3, and the difference is this one has like a controller. You still have controllers with Meta Quest. Apple has the thing where you can just like pinch and do things with your fingers, gestures.
$500.
It's $500, right? And
that comes with, it's right on the screen. I didn't even see that.
That comes with some extra stuff.
Yeah, and then you're going to carry that around, 2 controllers, when you can just use your fingers.
But this is better. It doesn't have a battery pack like the Vision Pro does. The Vision Pro makes you have the thing in your back pocket, and this doesn't have that.
Okay, where are you going to put those controllers?
You're going to have to hold those in your hands, and that's not as good. Admittedly, that's not as good. Using nothing is way better than holding the controllers and having to worry about the controllers and charging them and all of that crap. But the price is just significantly better on the Meta Quest 3. I'd like to see like performance side by side to see which one of those is better. Right, real quick, let's get to this because this is embarrassing, man. And I want to hear from you, dispatchers, if you've been in this position before. And this happened to, of all people, the person who is the finance columnist, the personal finance columnist for New York Magazine. This is one of the most prestigious publications in the United States of America. That's not an exaggeration. This person is the personal finance expert for New York Mag. And they wrote a story about them getting scammed. And they absolutely got scammed. And if you have ever been scammed for anything, I want to hear your story via dispatch today or tomorrow on the show. But I have to tell you theirs first, because remember, this is the personal finance expert for New York Magazine. They're telling their story, and it goes like this. That morning, it was October 31st, so Halloween, I dressed my toddler in a pizza costume for Halloween and kissed him goodbye for school. I wrote some work emails. At about 12:30 p.m., my phone buzzed. The caller ID said it was Amazon. I answered. A polite woman with a vague accent told me she was calling from Amazon customer service to check some unusual activity on my account. The call was being recorded for quality assurance. Had I recently spent $8,000 on MacBooks and iPads? She says, I had not. I checked my Amazon account. My order history showed diapers and groceries, no iPads. The woman, who said her name was Krista, told me the purchases had been made under my business account. I don't have a business account, I said. She says, our system shows you have 2. Krista and I concurred that I was the victim of identity theft. Remember, this is the personal finance expert at a huge publication. She said she would flag the fraudulent accounts and freeze their activity. She provided me with a case ID number for future reference and recommended that I check my credit cards. I did, and everything looked normal. I thanked her for her help. Then Krista explained that Amazon had been having a lot of problems with identity theft and false accounts lately. It had become so pervasive that the company was working with a liaison at the Federal Trade Commission and was referring defrauded customers to him. Could she connect me? Sure, I said. So she thinks she's getting connected to the federal government. The FTC is going to hear from her now because she's been scammed by somebody over on Amazon. Krista transferred the call to a man who identified himself as Calvin Mitchell. He said he was an investigator with the FTC, gave me his badge number, and had me write down his direct phone line in case I needed to contact him again. He also told me our call was being recorded. He asked me to verify the spelling of my name, and he read me the last 4 digits of my social security number, my home address, my date of birth to confirm they were correct. So this guy who's pretending to work for the FTC, he's got all the personal info on her. The last 4 of the social security, the home address, all that stuff. I'm glad we're speaking, said Calvin. Your personal information is linked to a case we've been working on for a while now, and it's quite serious. He said 22 bank accounts, 9 vehicles, and 4 properties were registered to my name.
Yikes.
The bank accounts had wired more than $3 million overseas.
And you didn't notice any of that.
Mostly to Jamaica and Iraq. Did I know anything about this? No, I said. Did I know somebody named Stella Suk Yi Wong? No, I don't think so. He texted me a photo of her ID, which he claimed had been found in a car rented under my name and was abandoned on the southern border of Texas with blood and drugs in the trunk. The story is spiraling. A home in New Mexico affiliated with the car rental had subsequently been raided, he added, and authorities found more drugs, cash, and bank statements registered to my name and social security number. He texted me a drug bust photo of bags of pills and money stacked on a table. He said there were warrants for my arrest in Maryland and Texas, and that I was being charged with cyber crimes, money laundering, and drug trafficking. So this person got a phone call, and the phone call said, hey, you got some Amazon accounts that are business accounts that you didn't know about, and somebody's taking your money and spending it on iPads and laptops, but it gets way bigger than that. You got to talk to the FTC. The Federal Trade Commission dude is pretending to work for the Federal Trade Commission. Like, oh, this is even bigger. It's about drugs. You got warrants out for your arrest, money laundering. You are in deep S. And that's what she texted her husband at that time. My identity was stolen, she said, and it seems really bad. So let's flash forward a little bit, okay? Because this is just, if you didn't think it could get crazier than this. Calvin wanted to know how much money I currently had in my bank accounts. I told him that I had 2, a checking account and a savings account, with a combined balance of a little over $80,000. As a freelancer in a volatile industry, I keep a sizable emergency fund, and I also set aside cash to pay my taxes at the end of the year since they aren't withheld from my paycheck. He said, you must have worked very hard to save all that money. Do not share your bank account information with anybody. I'm going to help you keep your money safe. Yep, I'm going to work with the CIA, and they're going to tell you what to do next. So she goes, I don't know what the angle is. If this is some sort of scam, what do I do here? She says, another person gets on the phone and says they're with the CIA. They told her to go to the bank, withdraw $60,000 in cash, I believe. Hold on, let me double check. The balance of $80,000, $50,000. They told her to go to the bank and get $50,000 in cash.
What's this woman's name again?
This woman is
Mrs. Idiot?
I don't have her name. Hold on. It's on the top of the article, but I can't go back there right now. I'll tell you in just a second. She went to the bank, and she was going to close down her bank account and withdraw $50,000 from it. Then he says, go to the bank and get the cash out now. You cannot tell the bank what this is for. In one of my last cases, the identity thief was somebody who worked at the bank. Michael told me to keep the phone on speaker so we would remain in contact. It's important that I monitor.
I mean, all of this, just so many red flags.
Yes, but she fell for it. Put the phone on speaker so we would remain in contact. It's important that I monitor where this money goes from now on. They said, I'm going to send somebody to the apartment at 5 p.m. and guide you through the steps. Car pulls up to the house, right? Says, she got the money from the bank, blah, blah, blah. Car pulls up from the house, and she puts the money in a shoebox and doesn't look at the driver and slides it in the back window of the car and gives the $50,000 cash to this scammer and never saw it again.
What was her? Didn't she have a finance job?
Yeah,
she was the personal finance reporter. Her name is Charlotte Cowles. Charlotte, Cowles. It says The Cuts, New York Magazine, financial advice columnist. And she was scammed out of $50,000 in cash, all from one phone call.
I mean, she still had an article to write, so I guess I appreciate the transparency. Still reporting something.
You think that is embarrassing? Like she's a sucker? Or could it happen to anybody? What happened to this lady?
I don't know. I think after getting on the phone with the CIA, I would have said, I'm going to let me call you back and do some research here.
Yeah, no way
Come on.
you would have done all of this. She legitimately did this, and she fell for this whole thing. If this ever happened to you, if anybody scammed you at all in any way, send us a dispatch and just get it off your chest. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and record your first dispatch right now. But she did it. She sent the shoebox, or shoved the shoebox of $50,000 into a stranger's car.
I mean, the amount of red flags. Like they said, the white Mercedes pulled up, and over the phone, the person said, the back window will open. Don't look at the driver or talk to him. Put the box through the window, say thank you, and go back inside.
Yeah. And she did it.
And she did it.
And she did it. Yeah. She wraps up. I still don't believe that what happened to me could happen to anybody, but I'm starting to realize I'm not uniquely fallible. Several friends felt strongly that if the scammers hadn't mentioned my son, I would have never fallen for this. They're right that I'd be willing to do or pay anything to protect him. Either way, I have to accept that somebody waged psychological warfare on me and I lost. For now, I just don't answer my phone, she says.
Warfare is really not that. It's a big word for it.
I would have caught on to this.
Dead.
Yeah, I would have seen so many red flags. Would you have? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, we'll hear from you and those, and perhaps even your confessions of being scammed yourself. All that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you could expect your regular delays between US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to State Road 535. Travel with caution through there. And there's bumper-to-bumper traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound due to road construction between US 301 and County Road 470. The right lane is blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Did you know that mortgage guy Don from thatmortgageguyDon.com does a live radio show every Saturday morning? That's right. You can tune into the Home Loans Radio Show and get your questions answered live on the air. And if you're busy on Saturday mornings, all the episodes are right there on thatmortgageguyDon.com. Don's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business. He's explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. He has your best interest in mind. So get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Tax time is the best time to get to Sutherland Nissan Orlando with huge savings on every new, certified, and pre-owned vehicle on the lot. We'll stretch your money further to get you more car for less money. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando today. Online at OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors. InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to InventHelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at InventHelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors receive more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's InventHelp.com. InventHelp.com.
Hey there, homeowners. Russ Rollins here. Are you tired of staring at a cold, unused pool? It's time to make a change. Spring is the perfect time to add solar heat to your pool and enjoy it year-round. Solar Source customers, they enjoy family time, nighttime pool parties, movie nights, birthdays, and even low-impact workouts. Don't let your pool be a monthly expense with no enjoyment. Schedule a free consultation from solarsource.com/monsters. Remember, friends of Russ Rollins save even more money.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio, free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's
Sam 420, appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a Secret Show subscriber. You can learn more about the uncensored Secret Shows over at thenewsjunkie.com. A lot of people skeptical about the story that we just talked about. A lot of people saying, oh, what if it was a scam? Like Sam over on YouTube saying, also got to wonder, did that really happen? Or was it a story to get people reading her story and then get the clicks and the ad revenue?
I mean, it had a lot of details, that's for sure.
And you're not making that much back off that article. You're a freelancer writing that article. You're not going to make the gram.
Of another conspiracy theory.
What's
it's
that?
like, put out this victim story. But really, you're part of the whole thing.
Oh, you're in on it?
Yeah, like, now I've lost all this money. I have
somebody
to make
set
a
me up a
claim.
GoFundMe. That was so nice of them.
Stinks. And then really, it's in a shoebox right back in your garage.
Right. There's a lot of speculation that there may be some GoFundMe. I personally have not seen one as of yet. I just read the story of this woman who, if you missed it, she got a call. And they
Does
said
she
it was
need a
from,
GoFundMe? Clearly, she has a lot of money.
Not anymore. She lost most of it. She's just a freelance writer who had saved up $80,000 in her bank accounts. And by the way, you should not leave $80,000 sitting in checking and savings accounts. Please don't do that. Please, 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 please be smarter than that. Leave a certain amount of money and
invest it.
Yeah. Put it in some sort of 401k, some sort of safe investment. So you can at least make some money off of it. It's not sitting in your savings account. That's a bad idea. But
like
that's
Iraqi
what she
dinar.
did. Also, why does the personal finance expert have $80,000 in checking and savings accounts? Why? The personal finance expert would be the first one who would know about this.
Someone that subscribes to her for many, many years and reads a story is like, what mistakes have I been making?
Oh, boy. Lots of them. Lots of them, if that's the case.
You know what we should invest in, though?
What?
Is Apple Vision Pros.
Yeah, they're selling the hot right now. Yeah. I think that we need to keep an eye on the people who we take advice from. And if they are making these kind of financial decisions, maybe we should put them at an arm's length and see if we can keep an eye on them for a bit. But the woman says she got a call from Amazon. Let's start there. Do you think if there was a problem, Amazon would actually call you?
No.
Or do you think there's a better method of communication that Amazon would use?
They would use email. They would use a notification within your app, I imagine.
I guess you could get
hackers can't
scammed
get a hold
on.
of that. But like, who is it? Andy from Bravo. What's his last name? Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
Just got scammed not too long ago and shared the story. And it was the same thing. It was like it always is the formula of you get a call and they claim to be one thing. They are now on top of some sort of identity theft. So we're going to walk you through getting this fixed up. And that is the scam within itself. Like, it should never be that you should not be getting a direct call from them. And from what I understand with Andy's, it was like as they were trying to fix his problem, they were also forwarding any calls that he was going to receive from an actual bank to their cell phones. So
see, that's the problem, man. Like they could get you anywhere right now. That sucks.
They're not sort of like, how many authenticator apps do we need to get into our damn email? Like you can't do the same when it comes to your financial institutions.
Also, if Sabrina goes to her bank and says, I want to take out X amount of money cash, I know that the scammer said don't tell them what it's for, but isn't the bank going to be a little more question heavy about that kind of withdrawal? Or
they're not supposed to.
There's nothing they can really do, I guess. It's not their money. So anyways, the phone call went from being an Amazon representative who said there's some business accounts that are trying to buy laptops and iPads.
Man, does a bank even have that much cash on a day-to-day basis?
That much they would have. Yeah, no, they would have $50,000. They wouldn't have maybe not $500,000, but in that safe they've got money to pay out accounts if they end up, you don't want to run on the bank, but if one person goes and tries to get their cash out. Anyhow, it goes from the Amazon caller to, hold on, let me put you in contact with this person at the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, to, hang on, let's put you in contact with our person over at the CIA. And then the person who's working for the CIA goes, go to your bank, get 50 grand, put it in a shoebox. We're going to have a SUV drive by. Don't even look at the driver. Slide it through the back window, and that person is going to take care of your money and keep it safe. And this woman did it. And she's an adult, and she's professional. And I can't stay totally out of it. Everybody knows somebody who has been taken advantage of like this. I've told the story of my father and what happened with his psychiatrist or psychologist that tried to take advantage of him and took his money. And then all kinds of stuff happened as a follow-up from that. But let's see what you got going on. Here is McDillan Nuggets is going to go first. This is push-up advice, I guess, and I certainly could use it.
Are you doing your push-ups like from your feet? If that's all you're doing, it's going to take forever to get to the point where you can do multiple in a row. Do them from your knees, and you'll get there much quicker. You can do a lot more reps in one sitting.
Girl push-up?
And you're not kind of wasting your time doing
What are
one
you,
single push-up. That's not going to
1993?
get you anywhere anytime soon.
That's what it is. That's like a
It's a girl push-up.
It's not a girl push-up.
That's what they call it.
Who's they? See, Lane?
Everyone.
The internet.
It was
Let's
a
see.
very long time ago.
Girl
Are
push-up.
you offended by the fact that somebody would call that a girl push-up?
I just think it's so old school. Like, there's men and women that both do those kind of push-ups. It's people with back issues. It's people starting to do push-ups for the first time in decades, Sean.
I'm
it will
not
help
doing a girl
you.
push-up.
Okay.
I'm going to do
not
a
a girl
man
push-up.
push-up. I'm going to
Okay.
do an official push-up.
You
All
do
the way to the ground.
2 man push-ups in a 24-hour, like that, I would say is not very manly of you, is that?
I see all these articles that are saying things just like Sabrina's saying. It's like, no more girl push-ups.
Because
We're
it's
not
so
saying that anymore.
Dated.
It's not really that dated.
Men and women do the push-ups from the knees.
I think it's probably old people that would do it that way, or me. I might be added to the
Well,
fire.
you know, it does help you, though. Like, it helps you build up that first half of you.
I'm
no
just
one has
not-
to know. No one has
I
to
don't
know
get
you're
enough
doing
out of
it.
that. If I do a push-up on my knees, I'm not like getting anything out of it. But if
You
I
are. You're getting
You
it in
gain
your
arm
upper,
strength.
Yeah, your upper body.
I'm telling you, that's not like, that doesn't do it for me. If I try to do the actual push-up, I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm holding up my own body weight, which is soaring as a result of not smoking. Man, up 10 pounds. I was at 189, and today it said 199 on the scale. It's just a catastrophe
Maybe you should
over
pick
here.
up smoking again.
No, I'm not going to go back to smoking.
All right.
What's going to happen is down the line, because one of the things that is leading to me putting on the weight is the drinking every single day. So if I cut out drinking, 3 days a week or something.
Boring.
No, it'll be fine. I can have fun without drinking. I just got to work it in slowly.
It's just not as fun.
Yes. It's not as fun. What happens is all of a sudden you're like, damn, I've centered my world around just drinking. I got to work my way out of this. But if I get off the drinking for a couple of days a week, that weight should go back down. And then I'm not drinking as much. I'm not smoking. And I'm getting in shape. Boom. I'm like, all of a sudden I'll be a healthy human being at the end of this. That would be really, really a great thing. Carson on YouTube says, I agree with Sabrina. It shouldn't be called a girl push-up. I think you guys will survive. I think we'll make it through
I'm
this
gonna
together.
survive. I mean, it's also not the only thing that's referred to as like a girly thing, but there are men that do that, and
Yeah.
people with that are starting to do push-ups for the first time ever.
I try to use words just like in a way that most people use them, though. And I think if we say girl push-up,
If I
people
were a
can
man
picture
that did
what we're
that,
saying.
I would refer to what I did as girl push-up.
That's the way I would refer to it. I wouldn't know another way to say it. Knee push-ups. I don't know. That
I
sounds
don't want
kind
to change your glossary, both of you. So
There's been a lot of glossary changing over the last 5 years or so. Hard to keep track
and
of
you've
some
done
of this.
none of it.
Of course I have.
You're saying the R word all the time. You're not phased.
Number one, I am not saying the R word all the time. And number two, it's a great word. All right? It is a fantastic word.
It is.
And
But
the
it's,
only way
you know-
I will use the R word is I will say it's a retarded thought process, which is not talking about a human being, but is talking about
Will that
the
work
thought
for the
process.
IG reel video?
You could try. Go ahead. I don't think I was on camera when I said it, though, so I'll escape that fate at the very least. This is also a true thing. Before we get to a couple more of your dispatches here, we've always heard about this. Have you guys? This is one of the few things I do not know about the two of you. Have you guys both been in an MRI at some point in your life? Okay. You've been in an MRI.
First time was 2 years ago. Yeah.
All right.
Not last December, but the December before that. That was the first time I'd ever done it.
I don't know why you said MRI, and in my head I went MRE. I mean, like, yeah, the meal's ready to eat.
No, the big machine thing.
Yeah, I've been in an MRI.
Okay, everybody's been in an MRI then. And when you go in there, one of the number one things they're like, make sure under no circumstances do you bring any metal into this room. Because don't think this is some sort of joke like the airport security stuff. This is a real deal stuff here. And if you bring metal into the MRI room, I've seen people do demonstrations where they take a metal foldable chair and they hold it up in the air, put it by the MRI, and it's like, boom, it pulls it right into the machine.
Doesn't that damage the machine too?
I think it might, but I've seen video of it, so it happened. And this says a man has died after bringing a loaded gun with him inside an MRI room.
I mean,
fatality. They gave you all the warnings. They told
they
you.
make you put also stuff on. Like, how did he bring in?
He was hiding it. He was hiding
in
it
his
like
butt.
No, he was hiding it like
Frank.
below his pants. A 40-year-old lawyer, Frank is hearing you say just pieces of this right now.
Yeah, a little bit. It doesn't make sense to me. Like the MRI that I got, and by the way, like I'm not like completely claustrophobic, but I had heard all the warnings about it that I did have anxiety going into it.
And by the way, if you are even a little bit claustrophobic, an MRI machine is the place where you're going to learn about it. Like that's not easy to.
And it's not even the like closeness of it all. It's the intensity of everything else that's happening. They're like, we can play some music for you, and that'll help you relax a little bit. But like, do not move 1 inch, or we're gonna have to start over. And also, you can't hear the music because this machine is just going. Ding, 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 ding,
So annoying. For me, it wasn't like the potential claustrophobia because I don't find myself to be that claustrophobic. For me, it was the not moving. Because the more they told me not to move, the more I was like, focus on not moving. Focus on not moving. It just twitched my leg just moved. Focus on not moving. And then that was the other thing that they don't warn you about how loud this thing is going to be. Like they should like hit the button and make it do a couple things just to get you into it because they're like, don't move. And as soon as that thing went pow, I went, oh gosh.
Yeah, no, it's extremely scary. And then I remember they had asked what I wanted to hear. I'm like, do you want a genre? And they're like, no, we're just going to pull up YouTube. And I'm like, 90s sing-alongs, and then it starts, and it is from the 1890s, apparently.
Oh, no.
It was all, like, very grainy, old Disney songs, like the first Snow White recording ever. I'm like, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, that's even worse.
And all I could think about was making EDM remixes to the actual sounds of MRI machines.
Yeah,
and then I
it's
saw
a lot.
in Boston, apparently, they have one that does it in 5 minutes, and you get to see cool pictures, like, right in your eyes.
Wait, you didn't get to see the pictures while it was going on?
No, I was just picturing some stuff in my head.
I don't even know if I got to
every
see the
second of
pictures
it.
at all.
Oh, I want that at the very least. And when you Google this, by the way, this happens every year. You've got lawyer dies after his own concealed gun fired off in an MRI.
Why are you bringing your gun to that?
A woman in Wisconsin got wounded when she took her gun into an MRI scanner. There's stories going way back to when to times where this has happened.
That's
back
nuts.
in 2002. All these just dumb people, they go, nah, the warnings be damned. I'm going to bring my gun into the MRI machine and I'll be fine, right? A lot of people talking about this and various other things that we're mentioning. And we got to get into jury duty. That plus so much more coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
3 people are in custody after a mass shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl victory rally. 1 person was killed with nearly 24 injured. The Magic are heading into the All-Star break with momentum after beating the Knicks last night. They've now won 6 of their last 8 games. And NASCAR's run-up to the Daytona 500 continues with a qualifying race tonight. The duels at Daytona will set the 40-car lineup for Sunday's race. I'm J.D. Haffron.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind in the Under Oath podcast. You listen to a lot of attorney commercials, normally concerning the qualifications of that firm, that they will fight for you, that they don't get paid unless you get paid. Instead of doing a commercial, I'm just going to give you some free advice. If you get into a car accident, make sure you receive medical treatment from a doctor within 14 days. If not, the insurance companies can hold you responsible for the first $10,000 of your medical treatment. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive. Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza. I sure hope he brought the Pepto. Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie. The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic, because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
How do I, Dad? Here's something I do. I write a letter to my kids every month. Yep, I write a letter and send it to my own house. I'm pen pals with my own kids. I know it sounds silly, but they love it. I don't write anything crazy. Just tell them I love them, ask them questions, whatever. Normal stuff. But when it shows up in the mailbox, I'm super dad.
Write your kids letters or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series is where names are made. And at Daytona, those names are bringing a whole lot of smoke. Austin wants the smoke. Justin wants the smoke. Cole and Haley, give them all the smoke. There's plenty to go around, but remember, if you can smell the smoke, that means you're not the one making it. The NASCAR Xfinity Series at Daytona, February 17th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Don't miss huge savings on Better Sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio. Radio. 104.1.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Listening to us today. We need you to keep going. Believe it or not, that's just the way it works. Thanks for listening on this fine radio station. And if you miss anything, well, the podcast is ready for you. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and catch up there so you can continue your journey with the News Junkie radio show. Celan and I were talking during the break about words that like you say as a child, but then you don't say any longer when you become an adult.
You feel weird saying.
Yeah, you just kind of leave them behind. And all the weird things that you end up saying, like I say I get real awkward if somebody talks to me in younger lingo and it makes me break down a little bit. And I never know what to reply. There was a guy the other day. Oh, damn it. What's the name of the place? Everybody in the world apparently had gone there before me. And I just went the last couple of weeks I went over there and had the Muffaletta.
The brewery.
The brewery place by Stasio's, right next to, like in that same building there.
Hourglass? No. Oh,
No.
I know what you're talking about.
Damn it. You've probably been there too, because when I told everybody I was going there, they're like, oh, yeah. And it's like, damn it, everybody else went to this place before I did. It was a nice little spot. And we go there, and I got the Muffaletta, and like a traditional New Orleans sandwich that they have there. As I'm sitting down, some guy who looks cool, tattoos. Yeah, Sideward Brewing.
Yep.
And he comes by me and he's like, oh, you got the Muffaletta? And I go, yeah. And he goes, that thing slaps, man. And he said it like, very, very cool. And I looked at him and I didn't know what to say. And I said, indeed. That was like the you rang.
Indeed.
It was the response that I came up with.
Well, I would take indeed over you going, for show.
I know. That's what I thought. I go, do I say, it sure does slap? Or like, do I say, no, it's full on bussin', buddy? Like, what do I say back to this guy? None of that seems in character to me. So I said, indeed. And he looked at me and then he just, all right, walked by.
Slapping me in the ass.
I end up Paul Rudd slapping the bass, and I'm like,
slapping the boss.
Like I'm trying to say something cool and like connect and
Story of my life, but you just gotta own it.
I know.
I mean, I would go with something other than indeed, but
Indeed,
on it.
Like what is it, the 40s or something? Like Indeed seems.
Indeed's not that bad.
Oh my!
But not in response to it slaps.
No, because he's going cool, younger lingo, and I go, indeed. Yeah. And then I sat there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. For sure,
no. And Courtney was like, oh, he sounded cool when he said that. And I'm like, I noticed he didn't say I sounded good. I didn't sound very cool when I said my piece, huh? That's, all right, fair. That's a fair insult. Let's get into it. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com.
Indeed.
Does somebody have open microphones in your booth, C-Lane?
Why?
Because Bootsy Moonshine said, indeed, it's cool beans, which is what prompted this conversation because C-Lane was asking me about something to do with the show. And I said, yeah, that'll work. It was like a timer thing. And I said, yeah, that'll work. And C-Lane goes, cool beans. And I said, are you bringing that back?
I mean, I did not have an open microphone, but it's funny that it was
Maybe
a
Cool
coincidence.
Beans is coming back.
It might be. This might be a thing that's happening. Roger Dodger, somebody else says. All these things, they're just surging back. Tubular, I don't know if tubular is coming back.
That's weird.
There's always like an evolution of words and cool language, and I am on the other side of it right now. Okay, let's get to this. A lot of people upset because a boy, they call him a boy in this story, and I think a 12-year-old is a boy, right? 12-year-old child was arrested at a middle school on a Wednesday. Police told News 6 while classes were in session at Lake Nona Middle School, the child, quote, became verbally aggressive and physically violent with school staff and the school resource officer. So just from that sentence, I could tell something happened in the school or in the classroom. They escalated that to involve a school resource officer, and the student was still being verbally aggressive and physically violent. I know it's so easy to be one of these weirdo types where you go, a 12-year-old, the police are hitting a 12-year-old, or somebody's, in a engagement with a 12-year-old kid at school. He's just a little boy. And it's like, okay, that's super utopian. I don't think you understand the ins and outs of being in school or working in school these days. And some of these 12-year-olds are huge, and some of them have violence issues. They said at the time, the child reportedly struck the school resource officer and removed the officer's radio mic, police added. In a release, the police department explained that school staff and others, including the officer, tried to de-escalate the altercation. Good. That's what they're supposed to be doing. However, the altercation prompted the officer to use pepper spray on the student, the release shows. As a result, the child was taken to the Children's Hospital for medical clearance out of an abundance of caution. No injuries to the student, staff, or officer, and the child is facing charges of battery on a school employee, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting with violence, disruption of an educational institution, and depriving an officer of means of communication. That's a charge? Depriving an officer of means of communication?
Make it rain charges. Come on.
So, like, if you go and take an officer's walkie-talkie, you've broken the law because you've deprived an officer of the means of communication?
I mean, technically, yeah.
I want the kid to have charges, and I want the parents to be forced to deal with what's happening, because we can't just have these young kids anywhere between, I think you usually find them between 11 and 15 years old when they're most problematic. You can't have them just running wild and being violent and picking up teachers and slamming them on the ground, as they have done in some stories that have made national news. And we have to retake control of the schools. The schools need to be a safe place where kids can go and where kids are going to learn about things that help them out in the future. We got super lost on this, and I don't know why exactly that happened, but we got really lost on this. And I'll tell you, other than a couple, only a few instances, I almost always felt safe at school, except for in high school at Palm Beach Lakes, which is another thing entirely. Probably one of the most dangerous schools in the state, I would think.
Cool beans.
But the first thing I had was at Crestwood Middle School. There was a fight where somebody stabbed somebody else, and the kids were fighting over whose mom made better chicken. That was what the whole entire fight was. I remember that very vividly. And it happened right in front of the school, and one of the kids shot the other kid, or stabbed the other kid, excuse me. It wasn't a shooting, it was a stabbing. And then when I was in sixth grade, we had a special school, like a portable school that we had to go to when we were in sixth grade because of overcrowding. And there was a kid in my class, and the classroom stopped, and the school resource officer came in, and they had to search everybody's stuff and everybody's lockers and bags because there was a report that there was a gun in my classroom. And one of the kids in my classroom had one of those little BB guns that looks like a handgun. Other than that and bullying stuff, I overall felt pretty safe in school. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if the
I'd
two
say
of you.
the same. Absolutely.
I tended to feel safe in school. But you went to a private school for a decent amount of time of that, right?
My entire life.
Oh, all the way up through high school, you went through private school.
I did.
Okay. And C-Lane, you went through a private school for only a portion of the time.
Just till 5th grade.
Till 5th grade. And a lot of parents are really leaning in that direction now because the public schools have so many more issues with this. Tell me if you think this is weird or if I'm just being a little like uptight and focused on how things used to be when I was in school. When I walked by the local high school that's close to us here, I walked by there the other day. They were out and they were playing lacrosse. Okay, the lacrosse team was out there and they were practicing, a big group of them. And I think they had they might have had guys lacrosse and girls lacrosse, and they were out there and there's a huge group of kids out there. And the teacher, or the coach in this case, was yelling at the lacrosse players. And he's like, what the F? Get it the F together. You guys got to be better. This is absolute BS. And I said, I don't think that was something that you would have gotten away with when I was in high school.
Oh,
I don't know.
Absolutely. You kidding me?
Do you think the coaches and teachers could curse? Yeah. I remember the teachers getting in trouble for stuff like that.
They sure could have.
If you wanted to get a teacher ousted, you could. I mean, one of the things you could do is I witnessed them cursing at students and whatever. But there were ones that did it.
Yeah.
Nobody reacted at all. None of the kids were like, whoa. Nobody cared. Not one of those kids cared that the teacher was dropping F-bombs.
No, it really depended on, some of the teachers that did curse, it was like they did cool cursing, Mm-hmm. They did, or they would drop an S-bomb every once in a while. I mean, I feel like we have those moments when we're in meetings now with corporate, and then you'll have a higher up who's like dropping an S or an F. You're like, okay, you're a chill guy.
I think that has loosened up over the last 10 years, I would say. I think that has gotten a lot more loose because if you go back, let's go back a long ways. Let's go back to late 90s. If you were in a work environment in the late 90s, and we got to go to break, but we'll take your dispatches on this, and you in the middle of it were like, oh, damn, boss, that's a bunch of BS, and you just said that in the middle of a meeting or something, you dropped the S word or the F word, I feel like the whole room would stop, a record would scratch. And what? Sure. What'd you just say at work? But we've evolved a little, maybe. And maybe we're like, okay, these are just words. These are just words, and it's really not that big of a deal. We could get past some of this. I hope we're headed in that direction. Maybe not. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. We're running behind. Back with more on the scam story and your stories via dispatch. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you could expect your regular delays before US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Highway 1792 northbound, causing delays between Holden Avenue and I-4. Around the perimeter of I-4, traffic is up to speed on State Road 429 and the Greenway. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, fljobsnow.com for more info.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Hey, Joe Montana here.
Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos.
He says about that scam phone call, which if you missed it, you can check out in the podcast. It's a pretty insane story. Go to thenewsjunkie.com for those podcast links. He says, hey, Sean, I got a similar call once about money that had been charged on an Amazon account, and the caller thought my identity had been stolen. They said they were recording the call, and I had been told once that if you tell a caller you're recording them, and if it's a scam, they'll hang up. So I did tell them I was recording, and they immediately hung up the phone. So that might be a tip to help out, he says. I would have sent a dispatch, but it sounds weird and clicky when I do so for some reason. Anyways, love the show. Aww. Thanks, Steve.
Sorry about that, Steve.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. And had he sent a dispatch, it'd be like, we're recording this right now, and he'd hang up.
True. There's a couple of people who, on their particular phones, when you record a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com, it's a little clicky and it makes weird noises and whatnot. If that happens to you, please email me. Tell me what kind of phone you have, and I'll have them work on fixing it. The project that never ends. But
put it on the list.
Here we are.
Within 2 minutes, dropped 4 things to sweet Jack Bradshaw's desk.
Oh, no.
Like, we're working on this, and then we got to do this. And great to see you, Jack. And I could just see the stress in his eyes.
I've got more for him tomorrow, unfortunately.
Great.
A lot of more.
We
That's
love
not
you,
going to
boss
stop.
man.
You got to be careful about this stuff. He's talking about scams. You got to be real careful because sometimes it seems innocuous. It's something that's happening on social media, and you go, "Oh, this is fun.
Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram, Twitter.
Let's do this. Let's try this out." For instance, there's still that get to know me trend going around social media.
The hell is that?
Yeah.
And people post.
Apparently, Celia and I have not gotten to know anybody.
Nah.
All right. People will post.
I actually try not to.
People will post an image. And it'll say, it's time to get to know me. And then you have to put in your name.
Nice to meet me.
Your birthplace, your height, your favorite song, your favorite color and food, and your pet's name.
Okay, those are all the password questions.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Like this, like the street you grew up on, number of tattoos or piercings.
Mom's maiden name.
Yeah, all of these things. And you go, oh, look, everybody's just getting to know me a little bit. Well, everyone else can see that too. All right, those people who are going to take advantage of you can see that. And if somebody has information that seems like, they only could have gotten this if they were of an official, like if they were like somebody who was officially working on behalf of Amazon, for instance, then you give them credibility. They're like, hey, I know that the last 4 of your social security card are blah, 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 blah. And I go, oh, damn, they got that right. How would they know that right now? It's because more of that information is out there than you think. And don't add to it. Don't make it worse by putting even more out there.
My new post is going to say your full name, if you were a porn star, should be, obviously it's your first pet and the street you grew up on, but the middle name is your high school or your first grade teacher.
Bingo. You start putting those out there, and now they've got 4 key things, at least 3-4 key things that can be used to confirm your identity.
Isn't that how the fappening kind of happened?
Yeah, I think so. Because it wasn't physical hacking, I don't think, as much as it was social engineering, as I recall on that story. That was a while ago. Same thing with the Paris Hilton cell phone hacking, back when they had sidekicks. Remember? Did you guys ever have a sidekick, a Motorola sidekick?
I wanted one so bad.
Yeah, they were cool
So
at the time.
bad. But that was just T-Mobile. And as much as of a brat and a bitch I could have been as a teenager, my family was not willing to switch over the entire family's cell phone plan just so I can get a sidekick.
Did
so I got the
you get
Razor.
Okay, I was going to just ask you if you got the Razor, because I got the Razor too, and that at the time was like, man, you got the Razor?
Yeah, but then that BlackBerry came out with the rolly ball in the middle, and that fortunately was something I could get my hands on.
But there were all of these things like that BlackBerry, Sabrina, where I thought,
The
man,
tiniest
this is
keyboard in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, but they were like, this is a game changer, and this is going to be the new thing. And then it just died. Like, remember when everybody had the 2-way radios?
Oh,
Nextel.
Yeah.
I wanted that too.
Everybody had those, and like every business had the 2-way radios. You didn't have to call; you just hit the button. You like make a little walkie-talkie
I had
connection.
a roommate that had one of those Nextels. I just forgot about that.
Nobody
Should
does
bring
that
it
anymore.
back.
I don't think.
No.
Maybe construction dudes do, or maybe like people working in those kind of industries still do. But you do not see those kind of phones out there
But
anymore.
then you'll get an app because we tried it. Wasn't during the hurricane or something like that?
Yeah,
We're
right.
like, this is going to be it. Everyone's going to walkie-talkie, and I used it all of 48 hours, and it was gone.
Well, didn't they say with that? I vaguely remember this. There was an app that we were using during a hurricane when we knew everybody was going to lose power, and we announced what our names were on it and got inundated with people who were using it. Now nobody uses this, would be my guess. And I think that it only required a very tiny basic connection, because one of the things they were pushing it to be used for is if you're at a music festival and the cell towers are overwhelmed, you only needed a little bit of bandwidth to try to get a message across on this. And this happens every once in a blue moon. Like when you're in a huge crowd of people and you're like, my phone's not working right now.
Talking about Zello?
Yeah, that's what it was. Zello. Yeah. It was like popping off for just a moment. And then nothing after that. Meanwhile, you'll be happy to hear this, folks. They are dicing up the numbers even more from Super Bowl 58. And they said whether you or your grandpa like it or not, Taylor Swift may have been responsible for drumming up more ladies watching the Super Bowl.
Okay.
They said 47.5% of the total audience was females for Super Bowl 58. The previous high for that was 47.1, so it was up even over that. 47.5, 58.8 million
Taylor.
female totals. viewers total rather.
Do they have ages though? Because I also think Usher was a big push for that. Usher was very popular with the ladies, especially millennials.
There was a lot of people who I heard say nothing about the football game, but they mentioned Usher. And they were like, that. But that happens kind of every year with whoever the halftime act is. People, I want to see the performance. I want to see this. I want to see that.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty didn't bring up any. I don't remember that. How long ago was Tom Petty at the Super Bowl?
Early.
I can't remember it.
Maybe in the 10s. When was Prince? Prince was like 2006, I think, which was 2 years after Janet.
Yeah, I think Janet is like the first one I can remember looking back. Janet Jackson.
No. I remember the only one I think I remember before Janet Jackson was Michael Jackson.
Oh, I'd never remember that.
Michael Jackson did one in the early 90s, and it was I don't know.
How old were you?
I don't know if he was the first to do it, but he did one of those card stunts.
Yeah,
where everybody in the stadium got a card to hold up.
Oh, okay.
And he was doing Heal the World, and that was their cue to hold up all the cards, and the whole bowl looked like children holding hands of different colors and stuff like that.
That's so cute.
And if you watch,
that song sucks.
If you watch back to that performance, Michael Jackson has one of those Garth Brooks, Britney Spears microphones on, and that he's singing into the entire time. Not actually singing into because he's like lip syncing the whole performance.
Yeah.
And then at one point, they do want him to address the crowd, so they hand him another microphone to talk into.
And then working microphone
and he addresses the crowd, and then he hands off the microphone and continues fake singing into the one he's wearing.
The problem that Usher had was his little wireless microphone dealy-dally, like the one that is just a small one on your face. That lavalier, and it's not lavalier. What is that microphone called? What are those kind of microphones called?
The
not
one that
lavalier.
attaches to your face? The headset.
Headset microphone. Okay, that's probably the best way to say it. The headset microphone he had was so bouncy.
Oh, it was awful. But that's his go-to mic.
That's a weird one.
Same one that he's always used. It is bizarre, and it looked like I saw a lot of memes afterwards. Like you were just attaching the microphone I'm using right now to your face. That's how distracting it was.
He was dancing and moving around so much, very impressively, mind you, that the microphone was bouncing around all over. And I think that's what the oldos got upset about. We want you to dance and sing, do both at the same time.
I mean, they would never go for it because it's just not the most aesthetically pleasing thing. But the microphones that they use on Broadway,
you attach it to your forehead.
Yeah, those would
wait.
Those
is that
would
where they
do
put the
job.
microphones?
Yeah, a lot of times on Broadway, the microphone is like right here,
like an alien.
Oh, in their hairline, kind of like they'll cover it up with the hair.
They try to, but it doesn't always work.
They should think about something different because that's difficult for the performer to try to get that and make it work right.
I'll email
them. They tried and they won with Taylor Swift with huge numbers coming in. This is one of those things where people should be reacting with the famous meme where they say, they said I couldn't do it and they were right. I really got to hand it to my haters on that one. You were not right about this one. Taylor Swift brought in some eyeballs, whether you like it or not. Over here to Not Your Average Joe. He's got something about MRIs for us. So let's see.
What's up, guys? Happy today.
Hey,
Sean, question. Would you say that bringing a gun into an MRI is, in fact, retarded?
Oh, God.
Yep, this is what I knew was going to happen.
I would say bringing a gun into an MRI, if it results in you getting shot, you shouldn't be surprised that that happened. And the R word, if it's going to be applied to anybody, that's a tempting one. I mean, it's right there.
I don't think people with retardation would be bringing a gun into an MRI.
No, I don't think they would either. I think they'd be way smarter than that. I think that they would follow all the directions. There's like one rule, for God's sake. I see Lane cringing.
Wait, I thought I did it the PC way.
No, I wasn't cringing at you.
Oh.
That was just Sean saying way smarter than that.
If he's cringing, it's probably me sticking my foot in my mouth. Just keep that in mind. Here's
That's ridiculous.
Grass Chopper with a dispatch.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, MRIs are the real deal. I worked at a steel mill for about 7 years and got steel in my eye multiple times.
Ooh.
They got most of it out, but they wanted to give me an MRI one time. and they asked me if I had any metal parts or whatever.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I have steel in my eye. And they put a big red X over the MRI and said that the magnetic force is so strong that it will literally rip it out of your eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
Grandpa in World War II, he had a bunch of shrapnel, and he couldn't get an MRI either because of the same reason. It will literally rip it out of your body.
Okay, really dumb question from a guy who's definitely not a doctor. Is there an alternative to the MRI that they can use if people have that kind of stuff?
Cats?
I don't know. I know that there's an open MRI, but I don't know if I think that feels like that should still be very, very magnetic.
Because they used to use X-rays for a lot of stuff.
And I'll say, like, I've gotten like dental X-rays before, and they allowed me to keep my nose ring in, so that seemed safe enough.
It says a CT scan may be recommended if a patient can't have an MRI.
Did I not just say CAT scan?
You said cat.
That's the same.
Is that the same thing?
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead. I've watched enough Grey's Anatomy to know that I'm right.
All right.
CT scan and CAT scan.
They're the same thing. All right.
Thank you so much.
Jesus, don't blow up her head anymore on this Grey's Anatomy stuff.
Will still not get me into medical school. So
I just know that if there's alternatives, they should probably utilize them because those things are very, very good at saving people's lives. We got away from X-rays for a reason. They used to use X-rays for everything. They used to have, and you can buy them still if you want to. They used to have at shoe places, and I've mentioned this before on the show. You would go in, and you know how they have like the metal slider thing now, and you put your foot on it, and it shows you what shoe size you are. You used to put the shoes on and put them in this box, and then you would look through this little screen, and it would show you your feet inside the shoes through X-rays.
And you actually saw that?
Yeah, I know I didn't. I'm not old enough to have seen this. I think maybe it was around when I was younger. I don't.
Cool.
Yeah, that was. They don't do that anymore.
Is that what you want for your birthday?
No. I mean, they used to sell all that kind of fun stuff, though. They used to sell like a little kit with like a nuclear reactor in it that kids could buy.
Apparently, there's some plates that still have some like nuclear, backfires, what they call it.
Well, yeah, there's so much.
My toilet has it often.
Yeah, that's poop joke.
This is a man who broke his toilet after all. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. All right, when we come back, there is a lot of people who are out there and they're giving up on dating apps. It might be you. You might be shaking your head. Yeah, Sean, it's no good out there. The world of dating apps is a dangerous one and a dumb one, and I can't take it anymore. But the thing that they're signing up to do, I don't know if I could do this either. We'll talk about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents to watch out for this afternoon. Conway Road southbound at McCoy Road. The left lane is blocked. On Highway 1792, authorities are clearing up an accident northbound between Holden Avenue and I-4, and traffic is slowing down on I-4. You could expect delays before US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Going stir crazy with your pet? Invisible Fence brand works in any weather so you can stay warm while your dog gets their energy out in the yard. Their local pet experts work with you to create a customized solution tailored to fit your pet. Learn more about how pets like yours gain independence at InvisibleFence.com.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, FLJobsNow.com for more info.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, visit AspireAllergy.com to schedule an appointment. AspireAllergy.com, and tackle your allergies head on.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors, InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to InventHelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at InventHelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors receive more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's InventHelp.com. InventHelp.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pucker up, Central Florida. R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way over appraised value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm R.C. Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Being a great dad doesn't require some fat wallet. I realized a simple stopwatch could make my kids' day better. I turned everything into a speed competition. Just time everything. How fast can they make their bed? How quickly can they fold 10 shirts? The weirder, the better. I once timed who could hug me the longest. They'll be excited if you're excited. Trust me.
Pull out a stopwatch or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the
Forget Saturday, March 16th. It's Just Okay 8. What is Just Okay 8, you ask? Well, it's a big, giant party for St. Patrick's Day. There'll be live bands performing on the stage, including C-Lane and I as a duo for the first time ever. Sabrina. Her band will be performing as well.
Savvy's Little Helpers.
All kinds of performances in between this with freak show style acts, things that are going to knock your socks off. And there will be things to see everywhere around this venue, including activation points where you can go up with your phone and download the test show that Sabrina and I did before this show ever existed, like it does now.
It's be a real treat for you.
Yeah, see how far you can get through that. That's a little test, just to see how many minutes into the show you can get.
I'm sort of like happy I wasn't there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we got
there's other things that I can't manage to.
Yeah. We might
go
find
through.
some other activation points in the meantime, okay?
Yeah, there could be other stuff. There could be some other things at the venue. It's going to be one of the first times you can see the newly renovated plaza live. I'm excited to show that to everybody. And it's just going to be from top to bottom a big party, right? You're just going to see absolutely fun and incredible things happening on the stage in front of you. And VIP zooted away faster than anybody could grab onto them, save for the folks who locked those down. But general admission is left, and we got some surprises for you still. There's some stuff that we haven't shared with you necessarily, and I think we're going to have a real good time this year. So go get those general admission tickets. Go to realradio.fm/justokay. realradio.fm/justokay to get those now.
Tomorrow, 1 month. Exactly.
I know, that sucks.
It's great. But I was just telling my girlfriend last night, I'm like, just get prepared because you're going to see another side of me.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a real test because this is, while I love this event, this is kind of a big stress on the three of us because we put on a great production because we want all of you to enjoy yourselves.
The thing that people fail to understand, this has happened for our entire careers, is they're like, well, with an event like this, obviously the staff will jump behind them and all of their crew will be working diligently on the event so that they can focus on this juggernaut of a show that they're doing. And the truth is, no, that is not happening. That is not a thing. We just got to do it. We got to figure it out.
The staff that we do have, wonderful people, and excited to work our asses off in the next month because this is going to be the best one yet. I know it.
No, there's no doubt about it. This is going to be something you do not want to miss. So, realradio.fm/justokay. Get those general admission tickets while you can. I've got a video that somebody sent over, and this is them taking an MRI machine and testing some stuff out. So let's take a peek at this. I put it up on See It Now already for everybody else. So if you're podcasting or if you're listening to the radio, you could pop this up on your phone. Let's see. I don't know if there's audio on this, Elaine, but I'm playing it regardless. Whoa. That was a steel shackle. This is a stapler they're going to throw in, and it disintegrates the stapler.
Whoa.
And our body goes in that?
Your bodies go into that machine.
So the force we're reading on that guy right now, just at that part of the magnet, is close to 300, 280.
300 pounds of force it's trying to pull something with. Oh, they're trying to pull it back. That's what it is.
That's
they got
insane.
like a wrench. So what they have is they have a wrench floating in the middle of the machine, and they're trying to pull it back with 300 pounds of force, and it won't move. I don't know if they get bigger here.
Now. And it's going to attach itself to the board.
These things are so strong.
Why
it's
can't we
pretty
hear all the
insane.
noises that we hear in our heads when we're inside the machine?
I don't know, but it's supposedly on.
Now.
Oh, here we go. All right. Here's a chair. Because why not?
What?
They put a chair up to the MRI, and they're going to turn the MRI on, and they're trying to hold it back. They've got like some pressure thing that they're holding it back with, and it gets sucked right into the machine. That's how strong these things are. They are crazy powerful.
But then you look at stuff like this, and it's like, how is that okay for humans?
Yeah, why am I going in this thing? I don't know if I'm comfortable with this, but we do somehow, some way. And there's been a lot of people who have been injured by these. That's why you got to just follow the rules, for God's sake. Oh, here's a video of somebody with their drill, like somebody working on something near the MRI machine, and they've got a drill in their hand. Let's see this guy. All right, he's trying to screw something to the wall.
That looks like a new kind of machine, too.
Yeah, this looks newfangled. I'm not going to wait for this one. It's 4
looks
minutes
like a
long.
giant fleshlight.
Yeah, it does. It looks just like the damn popcorn thing. It's all coming back fleshlight today.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. I had a couple of things I wanted to get to. Number one was this dating app thing where a lot of younger people are saying, forget it, enough with the dating apps. We're not doing this anymore. And in fact, some of these younger folks are saying, I'm going to get up before dawn and I'm going to find a new way to meet people. And they're joining running clubs around the world as a way to find dates. I don't know how you can do this.
I mean, that's just doing something in public with people and then you meet somebody. I mean, it's just the opposite of an online app.
Absolutely. Sure. But then you read an article like this, like, okay, I'll join one. Are you going to meet the love of your life if you are 1 mile behind them because you just started running for the first time?
I think they all gather at like a certain
fall in love
time.
with that ass.
Yeah.
And then they all just go off on their run for the day, usually before the sun comes up, which is nightmarish. And this is one of the creative ways that people are finding that they can meet new people, meet friends. Okay, that's another thing. It's really hard to meet friends when you're an adult. I don't know if I want to jump into the running club thing, but I don't know. It's an interesting idea, at least, that they're trying right now. There's another big story floating around that we haven't really hit on in the last handful of days, but there's this story about these women. Here's how the timeline of this has gone. These women were on a cruise, and they went to like an unofficial thing that they were doing on the cruise. Like, it wasn't part of the cruise ship's itinerary, and it wasn't part of their excursions. It was like their own independent excursion they were doing on this cruise. And they say that they met some guys at this resort in the Bahamas, and that the guys took advantage of these women and that they raped them. And
yeah, I saw that.
And then almost immediately after, the resort said, nope, that's not how it happened. We have security footage that shows that these women are not telling the truth. And then a nurse that helped these women out was like, to hell with this hotel and what they're saying right now. I helped these women. This absolutely happened. The crotch of their bathing suits was cut out. They say, like, or ripped out. And the hotel, I guess, fired the two people who were allegedly responsible for this.
Yeah, I would hope so. What about criminal charges?
They've been arrested in the Bahamas. This Bahamian police have arrested two men suspected of drugging and assaulting two American mothers who were on vacation. And all this brings up sort of a larger question, and that is it safe if you're on a cruise vacation to do these things that aren't approved by the cruise line, that aren't the official excursions? And I hate to say this, but I'm just going to be real with you. The cruise lines, whilst they probably care about these women, they don't mind a healthy fear of non-cruise line affiliated excursions.
Yeah.
They would rather you think, well, these are the safe ones for me to do, and I'm going to stick with the ones that the cruise line is behind because I know they're safer, because they can charge you more money for them. There's a premium if you know that you're not going to be taken advantage of like this. You're not going to have somebody assault you, for God's sake. And there's just a larger conversation going on about those activities as a whole. And I'll never forget when my mom was a little bit sick at the time, but my mom and my dad in their later years, they wanted to go on some cruises. So I bought them a cruise for Christmas, and I got them another cruise for, I think it was like my mom's birthday or something when she was starting to get real sick. And they went on one cruise together, and my mom wasn't feeling well, so she never got off anywhere. Like, she didn't get off at any of the destinations.
What about in the room?
I don't know about that. But my dad went to all of the things by himself and was like doing his own little excursions.
Aww.
My dad went to my dad is like the opposite of me in so many ways, or was. My dad went to the thing where they go, everybody can come to the captain's deck.
He's the opposite of you in one way.
You're such a dick.
You know, I just want the record to reflect that I haven't made a dead dad joke in years.
That's just,
and
you
this
guys
guy
know.
keeps, turning them out.
You guys both know that if I was on a cruise ship and they go at 2:30, you can go up to the captain's deck and see where all the magic happens, where they steer the ship and where all this. I'd be like, I don't care about this stupid fake steering wheel on this boat.
No. If you wanted to see like the real control, you wouldn't go there.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Sounds like somebody was.
C-Lane would for the gadgetry, and I think that that's interesting, but I wouldn't want to be with like a bunch of other nerdos up there. Like, oh, look at this. Can we honk the horn?
But I just don't think I would have the self-control to not just go, whoa, right there and twist it. And I know it's like a lot more complicated of a system, but I just want to turn that damn wheel.
I don't know. It can't be
there's
that.
no wheel.
There's some of the things that you think should be more complicated, but you're like, I don't really know, because remember, Sean, when we did those test shows and I had the story about the guy that got arrested because he was on the cruise ship and he dropped the anchor? Like, he accessed the controls to the anchor while they were moving, which is, I think, pretty dangerous, and he just dropped the anchor.
Right, yeah. That's frowned upon. You're not supposed to do that.
That'll put you in boat jail immediately.
Right. I wouldn't go. It's just not in my personality. And I'm trying to work on that, actually. I'm trying to be better at that.
You got a lot of goals for 2024. Push-ups.
Yeah, I have a lot of goals. I'm trying to make myself
Get out there.
I'm trying to make myself a better person. I'm trying to improve on myself.
Let's start with the attitude. How about that?
I've been working on my attitude as best I can.
Honestly, your response to that was a very good reflection that you have been working on that. So
I said other things in my head. I said different things.
Say it on the radio, I dare you.
Nope.
Bitch.
Nope, I didn't say it. I'm not saying anything.
All right.
I am going to do the responsible thing and take a quick break. And then when we come back, here's what we're going to do, friends. We're going to do the final dispatch.
Okay.
The stories that didn't make the cut.
Let's go.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday.
Cool Beans.
Cool Beans is not coming back, man. That's not happening. I'm sorry.
Not if that's the episode name. We'll see.
No. Oh, could be. Who knows? All right. That's all coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Happy Thursday, Central Florida. I am Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a look at your forecast for the rest of the day. We're expecting temperatures today to climb into the mid-70s with a high of 76 degrees for Orlando. The clouds will stick around through the majority of the day. However, a few peaks of sunshine will be possible. For tomorrow, even warmer temperatures with a high of 78 degrees before the wet weather arrives for this weekend. Highs only in the 50s and 60s with a soaking rain possible through Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series is where names are made. And at Daytona, those names are bringing a whole lot of smoke. Austin wants the smoke. Justin wants the smoke. Cole and Haley, give them all the smoke. There's plenty to go around, but remember, if you can smell the smoke, that means you're not the one making it. The NASCAR Xfinity Series at Daytona, February 17th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast. A little more free advice. Any conversation you have with the insurance company after you get into an accident will be recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you. For example, when they ask you how you're doing, these are not words of concern. These are traps to keep them from paying your medical expenses. Simply reply with, I've been told to avoid answering questions like this. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week March 1st through the 10th. Enjoy food, exclusive merchandise, pinstriping, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership right off I-4 across from the mall at Millennia.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It may be cool and comfortable right now, but before you know it, Florida's intense summer sunshine will be beating down on us and our homes. And if you're tired of watching the sun ruin your furniture and make the inside feel like a sauna, it's time to replace your old windows with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Every single window is custom built with your specs in mind, your hardware choices, styles, look, and feel of your specialty windows. Renewal by Andersen has a great offer to help you get started too. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. They're locally owned and operated, and everything is made in the USA. Renovations can be scary, but Renewal by Andersen can make it easy. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Thursday. And once more, go over to realradio.fm/justokay to get those general admission tickets before the show. You got about 1 month on the countdown, so don't miss out on it.
Yeah, and I just gave Sean a surprise that we would be surprising you guys with.
I think that would be cool. I think that people would really, really dig that. I think they would be very, very into it. And
spring ponchos, okay?
Hopefully that works. Hopefully that works out. Because the problem is sometimes we have an idea and then we go, can we actually legally do that? Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah,
I did get these just moments ago. The gold magnets are in, friends. These are going to everybody in VIP. You're going to get 2 of these.
Slapping.
So possibly, indeed, you can toss these over to maybe one of the people who you meet that day in general admission. Maybe you'll say, hey, I got an extra one. Bam, here you go. Or maybe you'll just hoard them, because a lot of people do that with the magnets. You can see the whole collection of them over time over at thenewsjunkie.com in the Game of Magnets section. But these are probably one of my favorite ones ever, the golden ones that are in for Just Okay 8. All right, let's do maybe 1 or 2 final dispatches. Barista Brittany is checking in with us. We haven't heard from her in a while. Let's see what she says.
I feel like it's been a while since I've dispatched, so I just wanted to check in and say hi. And I hope that everyone has a great time.
All right.
I am unfortunately not able to attend just because of some other things that are at the same time. But I hope everyone has a blast, and hopefully I can catch one of those gold magnets in the wild. Yeah, that's it.
Good
Everybody
luck.
Have a good weekend.
These
Bye.
might be hard to find, man. I don't know. I hope they're not, but
she's a lady.
Yeah.
What?
Let's see. Here is Alex has a dispatch for us.
Hey, News Junkie.
Hey.
So you're talking about the X-ray shoebox?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They now have it to where, at least in Red Wing, you go and you step on this device and it 3D prints your foot.
What?
You go on the internet, look at a 3D model of your foot, see exactly where the most pressure is being applied. You can see how wide it is, how long it is.
That's kind of cool.
Like, it turns out I think it's my right foot is half a size smaller than my left foot.
I think that's almost everybody. Yeah, no, that's everybody. Everybody's got that. We think like, oh, of course, my left foot and my right foot, or my left breast and my right breast are exactly the same size. No way. That's not how humans are made. Sean. You know, it's just not the case. And but I'm not putting a 12 on my left foot and then a 12 and a half on my right foot. I'm not doing that. I don't want to be the guy with 2 different size shoes, even if that fits me better. I can't bring myself to taking that and swallowing that pill. All right, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. How about that to wrap everything up for today?
Cool beans.
Domino's Pizza is backpedaling after a video went viral all over the social media platforms.
Facebook,
yes,
Instagram,
all of
Twitter, y'all
those.
see this?
And it was a man in the Japanese Japanese store for Domino's.
Japan.
And the guy is sitting there. He's getting the pizza ready. And he stops and he picks his nose and then he wipes his hand on the dough for the pizza that he was making. And they said, "Gross, we are so sorry. We deeply apologize for making our valued customers uncomfortable." They said the video was filmed after the branch had closed and showed dough being prepared for a 24-hour fermentation process.
Oh, it fermented. That's right.
That meant it hadn't been used in any pizzas, and it has been disposed of. They promise us nobody ate this booger pizza. Did not happen.
But did nobody eat the booger pizza?
Somebody
Hard
ate
to
the
say.
booger pizza.
Man, if this gets really bad for them, all the stores are just going to go down like the domino effect.
Oh my God, Celine. What?
Oh my God.
That was bad. That was so bad.
Oh, man.
I'm fine with it.
All right. For the BBC, owners of a lonely donkey have been inundated with offers following an appeal to find him a new friend in time for Valentine's Day. He missed it.
What an ass.
And Carl Smith said they wanted to find a new companion for Harold the donkey after his best friend, a goat named Billy, died at Christmas. They're trying to find a partner for the poor, lonely animal. And sorry, bad news for Cybertruck owners. People are saying they're starting to rust in the rain, which
Are you serious?
they didn't think about that part. And
It'll
now,
stop a bullet, but not just regular old rain.
Yeah, rain after a while is going to get right through and past all the
They're all
security
going to
measures.
look like the Statue of Liberty eventually.
True.
Or no, like it was supposed to look.
Mm-hmm.
The copper thing.
Dominoes just falling right over.
Okay.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
So these jokes deliver.
It's another pizza joke.
Wait.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
DiGiorno.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, February 15th, 2024. Today I learned Steve Buscemi, very, very talented actor.
I like him.
He directed the highest rated episode of this show.
Mad Men? No, Sopranos.
Sopranos is correct. Steve Buscemi directed the highest rated episode of The Sopranos. They said it was the 11th episode of the show's third season, number 37 overall. And it was widely praised. It originally aired May 6th, 2001. Man, has time gone by. Today I learned Andy Reid, whose Kansas City Chiefs just won the Super Bowl again. He was a very large child. At the age of 13, the future head coach appeared on television for an athletic competition. At 13, he was 6'2", 220 pounds. Damn. He was so large, he wore a real NFL player's uniform. He was not able to fit into the kids' sizes at the time. He was big, as I say. Today, learn this show right here. Parks and Rec. That's right. Parks and Rec. The inspiration for Parks and Rec's Ron Swanson came from a real-life politician from Burbank, California. He was once quoted as saying, "Well, I'm a libertarian, so I don't really believe in the mission of my own job." And they said, what? And they thought it would be interesting to do a character based on that. And Jeff Daniels decided, Greg Daniels, different Daniels altogether.
Good move, Daniels.
Greg Daniels is the guy behind Parks and Rec and King of the Hill and
Robert?
The Office.
The Office.
Upload.
God, I almost missed that. Oh, was he Upload too?
Yeah.
And wasn't his son in that or something?
Yeah, his son's also in The Office, but is much younger in The Office. His
A lot of Today I Learned coming at us right now.
His son is David Wallace's son, who plays the drums while he's talking about the Suck It.
Yes, classic. To learn, Bic Crystal, Bic, B-I-C, is the best-selling pen of all time. How many do you think they have sold over the years of these Bic Crystal pens?
2 billion.
2 billion pens. What about you, C-Lane?
1 trillion.
1 trillion. High number. 100 billion pens have been sold.
Hey, we haven't even gotten to 1 trillion pens. 1 trillion is really a big number.
It is.
That is a big number, yeah. But they're on the way at 100
Something
billion.
funny about that?
Oh, it is.
No.
Stoner thought for sure.
Okay.
1
Dominoes.
trillion pens, man.
Here we go. Today I learned this band right here. Toad.
The Wet Sprocket.
That's right. The band Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Wow.
They got their name from a joke band name in a 1980 Monty Python skit. Years later, Eric Idle was driving and he heard a radio DJ announce the band's name and he nearly drove off the freeway.
Aruga.
Toad the Wet Sprocket. They were very, very big for like 5 seconds way back in the 90s. Good times. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. If you missed any of the show, look at the podcast. It's over at thenewsjunkie.com. And we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.